Hey everyone! Happy Sunday, guys. Guess what today is? It is today's one-shot, The Golden King's Grave. Within our main campaign, A Magic at Mosted, we introduced the crime syndicate known as the Scorpions. Pretty powerful people, you don't want to mess with them. Our story today centers around the Scorpions themselves and a select group of members. Now, before we do some introductions, I want to do a few announcements. First of all, if you've ever seen any of our streams, you know that we make our maps on Astral Tabletop. We make them, with the use of many arrays of panels and animated objects that's being used through the Gold subscription. And you can too, with a free month of Gold, simply type !Astral in chat, use that link and our special code Arcane Focus, and you'll get a free month of Gold. And I can't believe I'm doing this, but I actually seen that it works. But if you're watching this on Twitch or YouTube, please feel free to subscribe and follow. Don't forget to turn on those notifications. I always hate being one of those streamers and YouTubers who are like, please don't forget to subscribe. But it actually works when you
I just say
ask
follow
people to
all
do
the
that.
things. That's it.
Yeah. Now with that all the way, get that out of the way real quick. Let's meet our players, going from left to right. First, we have John from Almost Heroes, as well as Astral Tabletop themselves. What's going on, John?
Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name's John Irons. I do a bunch of different things that are, fantasy and D&D related. I'm the DM for the Almost Heroes campaign on Twitch as well, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. PST at twitch.tv/bangarangbobby. And then I also am the growth wizard for Astral Tabletop. So what we're going to be using today, came on and joined that team and been helping them kind of spread the word. So with the help of, obviously wonderful content creators like Arcane Focus. I also have a Etsy shop / website where we sell dice boxes called Dungeons Box, and that's dungeonsco.com. I think that's it. I think that's all of my stuff.
Awesome. And then a familiar face, if you've ever seen the channel, we have Amber, who is Arcane Focus's social media manager.
I just play all over the place. I've played on John's channel. Wherever they need me, I go play there. That's pretty much it.
Oh, before actually we continue beyond that, and we'll get to you, Amber, in just a second. John, who are you playing today?
So I'll be playing I will be playing Ego Dalmerth, and he is going to be maybe somewhat of a leader, some sort of leadership kind of position in this group.
That's right. And then Amber, who are you playing today?
I will be playing Videl, and she's the muscle in the group. And she does not have a last name, nor wish to dispose of said last name.
You guys work for criminal organizations. That's a very smart idea. Next, we have Ari from Vecta's Laboratory. If you're looking for some amazing pins, D&D, really pins and dice boxes, you can always check out our Etsy shop. Hey, Ari!
I'm Ari, and I do have a Etsy shop with all D&D kind of related stuff, kind of all over the place like me. And today I'll be playing Una, which is a half-orc barbarian.
She is the newbie of the group today.
Yeah, excited.
And last but not least, really excited, brand new to the channel, we have David from Real Smith TV, Cyberpunk Uncensored, and the co-founder of Mythroll Armory. How's it going, David?
Yeah, you kind of wrapped up everything for me. I play with Rome Smith weekly. I've been playing with them for a few years now. The Cyberpunk Uncensored stream starts in a week.
Oh.
And I'm super happy to be here for this one shot. I did co-found Mythroll Armory as well. We make a whole bunch of unique, creative sort of accessories for the tabletop gaming world. And I'm playing Sai.
I was gonna say, do you have a favorite in terms of a Mythroll Armory that you like to share, that you make?
Do I have a favorite? That's funny. Somebody asked me that the other day, and we made a thing called sketch dice, which are a set of blank white polyhedrals and a set of kind of permanent paint pigments in a marker form for coloring on them, so you can kind of design your own dice set. Just pick them up and color them and draw on them and make whatever you want. They're called sketch dice.
That's
We're almost out. I think we have like 10 left out of the 600 that we had when we started. So we're gonna kickstart another round with some improvements. So if you go to mithrollarmory.com and find our newsletter, or follow us on social media, you'll find out about updates there.
That's rad. I'm so sorry I stepped over your introduction. Who are you playing today?
Yeah, I'm playing Sai, a Tabaxi Warlock, and I am the expert.
Absolutely.
I'm mainly here for the gig.
Absolutely.
Sai is here for the gig.
Well, before we actually start the actual game, I have a bit of a video to show the audience right now. So we'll come back once the video's over. So see you guys in a bit.
Boy, fire giants, lich queens, and spore creatures. This campaign has gone a bit crazy. So, let's turn back the clock. Welcome back to the city of Revine, right when our main party left the city. For those who don't know, it's a place of loose morals, gambling, public drinking, and debauchery. Though, through the merriment, the locals give visitors a clear warning to stay away from the Scorpions, a powerful crime syndicate. If you cross the Scorpions, then you have to deal with its many lieutenants or the boss himself, Arthur the Shadow, an angry halfling whose small stature shouldn't be taken lightly. There's also a common, unspoken rule in Revine: don't talk about or visit Blake Manor. Anyone who does always ends up dead one way or another. Luckily for Arthur, he's already sent people to the manor, and they came back just fine, and with information. Seems that the Blakes have a strange history of necromancy, and more importantly, money. There's some stashed treasure in the family's graveyard behind the mansion, so it's time to send a team to snag what they can. First, we have Ego. You see, Ego is one of the seniors of the group and a newly appointed leader. This is a chance for him to prove himself to the big boss, and yes, coming back with treasure is nice, but he's been tasked to snag a magical crown without anyone knowing. Due to its strong magical nature, Arthur only trusts Ego to hold it and rather not have the rest of the teammates give in to temptation. Next, we have Videl, the muscle of the group. She's been with the Scorpions for just as long as Ego and has been itching to climb higher in ranks. But she's been neglected by the higher-ups, and insultingly enough, she's been tasked to babysit and train the newbie of the group. You see, she's done with Ego, and this mission seems perfect to kill and report that he died on duty. And she might have the best chance to do it too, with the newbie following all of her directions. Well, maybe. Let's talk about Una, a fresh face to the organization, though Arthur knows with new blood comes eagerness and out-of-the-box thinking. That's great and all, but before she joined, Una lost some family. All by the hands of Videl. Luckily for Una, Videl doesn't seem to remember her, which is a good thing. Una's secret goal for tonight is to kill Videl and everyone else if necessary. Lastly, we have Sai, the expert. He's already got a reputation of taking on as many missions as he can. He'll finish 7 in a month if he has to. Well, to be honest, all those missions are for a reason. He only joined the Scorpions for the money. And if there's as much gold as the party's been led to believe within this graveyard, then who needs the Scorpions? Sai's secret goal for tonight is to take as much money as he can, and either kill or leave the party for dead. Don't need to leave any loose ends. That's our cast for today. So, let's wrap this up and rob a grave.
Hey everyone, so we're back.
We have no idea what happened.
Yep. It is
Completely in the dark.
It is an unusually cold day today in Revine. A strong breeze from the west is causing a sweet smell to permeate throughout the entire town due to the neighboring vineyards. But regardless of the frigid air, everything seems pretty normal in town. Drunkards stumbling from tavern to tavern, loud gamblers getting kicked out of establishments after losing a ton of money, and women and men of the night readying themselves for the next clientele. However, our vision today takes us over to the White Feather, a well-to-do establishment with a bar, bouncers, dance area, plenty of drinks to go around, especially back-end tables for private conversations. Whatever you guys were doing previously, whether you were drinking at the bar, talking amongst themselves, or just entering now, you guys all meet up in one of the back tables of the establishment, where all four of you just sat down. You've been asked, or at least you've been told, to wait until a higher up comes by and gives you the okay to start the mission. So as you all sit down, you may discuss amongst yourselves, or maybe order a drink, what have you.
Let me get an ale.
You
Flag somebody down.
You flag someone down, and a young elven woman comes by. Yes, mistress, can I get you?
Can I get 2 ales?
Of course. Anyone else care for a drink?
I will take one as well on this extraordinarily ordinary evening.
Of course, I two ales.
Well, if everyone's having one, then I'll have one.
Full round, then.
I'll have a milk. Thank you.
A milk. Kind of like looks at you.
Any will do.
We may. I'll see what we have.
Thank you.
Definitely a bit of a nervous, attitude towards you all. Sort of recognizing a bit of the armament and sort of things that the cloaks that you wear. Runs off to the bar, and after a moment passes, comes by, provides you each drink, turns to you, Sai. We have goat's milk. It's what we have. Unfortunately, we don't have cow.
Well, if that's all you have, it'll have to do. Thank you.
Excellent. Slides it to you. Nods again, nervously, and walks out of your tables area. There are a couple of people sort of chatting amongst themselves, tables nearby, just going amongst their own business.
We're all awkward ducks.
No.
All
right.
Intently staring at everyone.
Yeah.
There's probably a moment of quiet.
Vidal's just gonna drink both. Those were both for her.
Oh. from Una's, or?
No, I ordered 2.
Oh, you ordered 2.
I'm
Sorry,
drinking
I didn't
both.
serve that one.
I think Ego would kick his boots up on the probably like as high, like his probably almost all the way up to his knee, like high weight like boots. Just kick him up on the table, and it's like slowly sipping his ale.
Okay. I would like everyone to roll me a perception check, as you guys are currently sort of prepping yourselves, at least mentally, sort of looking at the companions currently you have within this team. And Ego, you're definitely keeping note of, you know who Vidal is. You do know that she is well known within the Scorpions as being sort of the one you don't want to mess with, and she kind of brings in the power when it comes to it. Sai definitely has himself a reputation. He's usually not in the headquarters a lot. He's usually off on a mission, regardless of what it is, whether it's big or small. He's usually out and about. So it's interesting to have him here. Una, on the other hand, is interesting, considering that this is she's quite new to the Syndicate. You are aware that she was assigned to work with Vidal, sort of as almost being babysat in a bit, in a way.
I was made to.
Essentially, you were made to. What did everyone roll perception? Ego, let's go with you first.
15 plus 4, so 19.
19. Vidal.
19.
Una.
16.
Sai.
A 10.
Okay. I'll say, Sai, your back is towards the entrance, so you don't see this. But Ego, Vidal, Una, you definitely see that near the entrance of the bar, where a lot of the bouncers are currently stopping people, asking, maybe letting 1 or 2 couples come in at a time, is currently arguing with someone, and the argument stops, dead silent, as these two large bouncers, these 2 giant guys, kind of step off a little bit, whoever they're talking from the outside, and open the door and allow the person to go through. What you do see is a small short, redheaded woman, pale skin, dark freckles on her cheeks, and a brown flat cap that adorns her red head. You all know her as, this is Piper. I'll get more into that as well. She turns to the bartender, gives a symbol and talks in thieves' cant, which all you understand is essentially, that's my table, give us some privacy. And as she starts to walk towards you all, she sits down. Piper, you're fully aware, is one of the top lieutenants within the Scorpions, and the main reason why the town's mayor falls in line with you guys. Kind of puts the pressure in with the higher-ups. And as she sits down, you do see a couple of the staff start to speak to a couple of the neighboring tables that are around you, and just you hear the scraping of wood on floors. Everyone gives you about a 5-foot width, giving you clear privacy for business. She sits down, looks at you all. So, John? Oh, sorry, Igor. First
We got meta.
Yeah. Is your team ready?
Yes, I think we are quite ready. He would like take his feet off the table and kind of like quickly like dust it off, like kind of like with showing a little bit more respect than he was before. And he goes, "Yes, I think that we are quite ready to go. Wouldn't you say?" And he's kind of looking around at the rest of the team to kind of fill in whether or not they are ready as well.
Always ready.
Let's do it.
Absolutely. Although I'm not sure about this one. Points to Una.
Me?
Well, you haven't been around that long.
True. You'll see. You'll see.
Kind of like an agreeant nod from Piper as she looks to you, Sai, and then turns her head back to you, Ego. Good, good. We want to see good things from you, Ego. The Chateau's expecting. Yeah?
My friend, I can assure you that this will go off without a hitch, no problems.
That's what we want to hear. Turns to you, Vidal. Vidal! How long have you been with us? A few years, maybe?
A long time.
A long time, it definitely has. And they have you babysitting. Olaf. So sorry.
I do as I'm told. She'll do fine.
I hope so. He turns to you and learn from this one. Actually, speaking of baby, a new face to the organization, Una. Yeah?
Yes, a new blood.
New blood.
It's going.
It was quite strange that the Chateau decided to have you on this team, though. I don't argue with his methods. He obviously saw something in you. So, don't fuck it up. He kind of like nudges a bit of your shoulder, a smaller woman. Nothing too heavy, especially a barbarian individual as yourself, just a little small tap. She smiles, laughs. You'll do fine. I'll follow the leaders and we'll see some great things from you.
You will.
And then quickly turns to you, Sai. Sai, this has been your what? 11th mission this month? What are you doing, chasing money?
Well, you can never have too much.
You're
Besides, I'm good at it, so why shouldn't I?
You're not wrong. You do good work. So, I'm not expecting any hardships, especially with such an expert of your caliber.
Shouldn't be trouble at all, Piper. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Well, pleasantries are over, I suppose. So, let's make this quick. There are a set of horses outside. All of them stacked with bags to filling. So, make use of them. Take them half a day's travel north through the forest, and there you'll see one of the other new bloods that we have, Duma. New face. He's been tasked to head back to the manor to clear out of any riffraff or any threats that may cast some shadow on your way. Find him, send him back, and make your way behind the manor. Understand?
Understood.
Kind of just puts her elbow onto the table, hands crossed, looks at you all. So there's a bit of a silence where she kind of like just smiling at you, and then Do you want me to tell you to go now? Go. Up to it.
Yes, of course. No, yeah. We'll go right now. And then he's kind of like getting up and like takes one more sip of his ale and kind of like sets it down and starts getting up, getting ready.
Sure.
Sai's gonna bring his milk with him, and I'll leave a little extra coin on the table for the glass.
Perfect. Yeah, you slide the extra coin as you get up from your glass. You actually take the glass with you, much like a Vegas trip where you can take your drink with you if you wish. She actually stays at the table, her back to the entrance as you currently just walk off. For the sake of brevity, unless there's something you'd like to discuss on the way to the Blake's Manor, it's kind of a quiet trip.
I was gonna ask if we know the history behind that manor, if we're all in this area.
You do know the history of the manor, especially being locals here and working with the syndicate for quite some time. Blake Manor has a bit of a reputation here in Vrevon. It is pretty much like a local fairy tale that you do not, like a superstition that you do not talk about or visit the Blake Manor. There was essentially a mass murdering happening within the Blakes, who lived there numerous years ago, and there were kind of like no witnesses. A lot of the staff died. A lot of the main masters who lived here died as well. It's very much a mystery, and because of that, rumors started, and people essentially came up with this story of, okay, you just don't talk about it, because anyone who does ends up dead. And it's that type of rumor that keeps people away, which is perfect in your case. No witnessing eyes.
Alright.
But, yeah. Anything else you'd like to learn or kind of ask about?
I want to know how many bags she gave us to carry these goods.
Sure. Let me roll a d4 real quick. Oh, isn't that perfect? Everyone here has 4 satchels. So each of you have 4. Vidal, you notice that one of the satchels that you have has a bit of like runic drawings on it. And as you start to open it, you recognize this as being a bag of holding. You get a sense that maybe the horse that you took was meant for the leader. And you happen to grab maybe Ego's horse, because this was the only bag of holding. It should have gone to the leader, but you have it right now.
I said nothing. Okay.
Yeah, so you can fill it a lot. So it takes some time, but as day starts to become night, it takes a half a day's travel as finally you get a sense now that maybe it's about midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. You see a bit of a lantern, light from a lantern coming up from this hill. So essentially you come out of the sort of the forest line, and it leads into a hilltop where a large mansion with a brick wall that surrounds it. Large metal grates where you're currently coming northwards. You sort of lead up this dirt pathway leading to Blake Manor, and there you do see one lantern light from what looks like to be a red tiefling, which I think Ego and Vidal and Sai, you would know this to be Duma, sort of another one of the newer faces. A little older than Una, not that new, but definitely kind of still earning his stripes. He sees you all sort of getting closer to the gate. Well, I've been
Well
waiting.
met, my friend.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Una. I've been waiting for you guys. What took so long?
I had a couple of drinks.
You were...
You act like it affects me. I break things just as good as with alcohol.
I'm just saying that I didn't want to be here anymore.
The little ghost scare you?
I've been in that manor. I don't want to go back in.
Don't go back in. We're not going in there.
That's
I was
probably
going
why
to
they
say-
didn't hire you to go in.
You're probably
I was
right.
going to say your pants look a little bit moist or damp. Is it? I don't think it's been raining.
It kind of like shifts a bit, definitely uncomfortable, and like definitely don't want to argue with one of the leaders and one of the seniors here within the Scorpions. And he's like, yeah, "You're right. You go. You're always right. You're right." No, I've been in that manor, and it's not fun. So, with your permission, I'm gonna head back.
Well, first of all, what have you seen in there?
I went with a bunch of other individuals, I met through a bar these adventures, and spirits, doors moving on their own, hands coming out of the ground. We went to the attic, and there was this room full with like living plants. It was not fun. There was more even in the basement.
Doesn't sound so bad to me. Sounds like every day's work.
I mean, you guys do this for a living. I mean, you more than anyone, Sai.
I mean, we're not good people. We don't get into good situations. It's
I'm
kind of
still
what
learning.
we do.
All right, can I leave with your approval?
I'll
Yes,
look at
yes,
Ego.
yes.
Thank you. The graveyard's in the back, behind the manor. Good luck, guys. And he kind of puts a hood over, grabs his lantern, dims it, and starts to walk into the forest southwards, back to Revine. And you guys are right now at the courtyard in front of the Blake Manor. You are free to roam about, search around, or go into the back.
I would love to cast do a prestidigitation to make some sort of small illusory effect, just kind of like over near him as he's leaving, just to kind of give him a little bit of a fright.
I will say that the illusionary effect you give is a bit of a whisper that sort of just curls around the ear and sort of lingers for a half a second. And while you're sort of turned towards your back and doing this, as you do so, trying to make it not totally obvious, you definitely hear, I hate this place.
I thought he was gonna run.
He does pick up his step. He's like, nope.
I'll start heading towards
Well,
the back.
I was going to say, should we go start digging or what?
I'll
You
get
want
some
us-
money.
You want us to case it first, or you just want to break the door down?
Well, I think we just need to get to the crypt. Which
Oh, that's what I
should be
mean.
unlocked.
Does he just want me to break the door to the crypt?
Well, you haven't gotten to the
Yeah,
crypt
what
yet.
are we?
We
Yeah, I
should
was
see
gonna
if there's
say,
any
it's-
handles.
Yeah, what are we? What as we're like making our way there? Like, what are we kind of seeing?
Roll me a perception check, everyone.
Hey, that was bad.
Come on, leader.
12.
12 for Ego. Videl?
18.
18. Una?
15?
15. Sai?
14.
14. Sai, Una, and Vidal, you all see this. Unfortunately, Ego, you're more preoccupied with sort of messing with Duma as he was walking away, sort of stilling the horses as you start to hear the sound of horse hoofs on grass, sort of dry, dead grass at this point, since the manor's been left alone for a very long time. What you three notice is that there are a few things behind the manor that are around. There is what looks like to be a massive graveyard that stretches outwards for a few, maybe 100 or 2 feet back. There looks like to be a now run overrun and overgrown hedge maze, which now looks like it's been closed off, and numerous vines and greenery has been sort of cut things off. And what looks like to be a seating space, which looks like to have like maybe long weather-worn marble seating arrangement that is outside near the back door of the manor. But the graveyard is there, and you can see it where it is currently open. Lock been snapped, and sort of the old rusted door is currently just opened out.
And we're on horseback at this point, right? Or
Yeah.
have we
Or dismounted?
You can dismount if you wish.
dismount?
Easily enough done as you
Right.
quickly dismount, tied to maybe one of the bars here that sort of the fencing that sort of surrounds the graveyard. Easily enough done.
I'll point it out to Ego and just tap him on the shoulder.
Yes, it looks like someone might have already opened the door for us.
We'll find out.
Sai pulls out his sickle, and taps Una on the shoulder and says, "Watch out for those hands from the ground now. They'll get you."
Right, good to know.
All right.
All right, so at least we don't have to smash it open, so that's good.
So, if you guys would like
yeah.
to investigate a little bit of the graveyard, you may either roll a perception or investigation check. I will leave that up to you.
Yeah, I think that Ego would probably take point, trying to fill that leader role. I'll roll an investigation.
Absolutely.
And that was real bad.
Try to play it off.
Yeah, no, for sure. Definitely, he's playing off his 4 investigation as he's
Tell someone else to
trying
do
to
it.
look.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's. Go for it.
Yeah, I'd look for names that were either notable or notorious.
Okay.
And I did roll a 15
15.
as we walked through. Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's totally fine. Vidal, what did you roll?
I didn't roll yet. Me and Ego are dumb. Anyway, 2.
2. And Una, what did you roll?
I'm not paying
6.
attention.
6. So Ego, how do you right now? It seems that Sai is the only one really sort of, taking his time to look everything, while everyone else is just sort of graveyard stone, graveyard weeds. How do you play this off?
To be
Yeah,
fair,
I think Ego.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying. I think Ego, as he's a kind of dapper fellow and wearing like high-heeled kind of boots, like I think that he is disheartened by the. He's playing it off, but he's really kind of focused on the fact that his heels are sinking pretty deep into this kind of like hollowed ground currently, and is not really enjoying it too much. And how much he's gonna have to clean these boots after the fact. So he's kind of like focused on that and not really focused on as much of how much he's actually should be investigating. So he looks like he's looking around, but internally in his brain, he's just thinking about how much muck is on his boots currently.
Well, Sai, being the expert, you've definitely done some grave robbing in the day, taking as many jobs as you have before. It takes a little bit of time, but you do look around and you do find a couple of names. Melissa Blake, Hadgar Blake, Green Blake, Stephanie Blake, Crom Blakes, Persephone Blake, and finally one with a giant crypt further back towards the right of the actual graveyard itself. You find one that says Maximilian Blake. That one you see as you currently are stopped right in front of this larger crypt. These large metal doors, barred, block sort of this stone door behind it. So almost like it's got double locked, as far as you can guess. But yeah, it does have a huge lock upon it. But it does have written above Maximilian Blake.
Yeah, so he points with his sickle and looks back at the group that's like looking at their boots and the dirt, watching for hands coming out of the ground. It's this one over here, if you don't mind. Can we check out this one now, please?
Yes, of course. I saw that a couple of minutes ago, but I was preoccupied. Yes, of course. Let us make our way over there.
Find a grade A line through your teeth. I love it. You guys make your way towards the Maximilian crypt itself. Right now you are stopped at some very large bars and lock.
All right, everyone back up. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to pry those open.
Okay. What weapon are you using right now?
I'm just gonna try with my hands at first,
Ooh.
and then kind of go from that.
Make me an unarmed
Trying to
strike.
show off before everyone, you know.
Sure, you're the noob. You gotta show that you're worth it right now.
I'm gonna see if
That's
she
gonna be
listened to
embarrassing if I don't.
the rule I told her.
Oh.
But she's not listening right now, so I'm gonna see how this plays.
Let's see how it plays out. Una,
Alright.
I would like you to make me an not an attack. I will give you an option. You can either attack it with your fist, sort of doing a strike, or if you want to try to rip it down, you can make an athletics check.
I'm gonna try to just like bear claw it to try to rip it down.
Make me an athletics check.
Okay.
I love that visual. Just
17.
17. What you do is that at first you kind of go wild with it. You grab onto the luck, you start to pull down, and it comes to that point where if anyone's ever had that struggle, you're trying to pull something out of something, you first do a bunch of manic thrust, and then finally you're like, all right, this is it. You put your foot onto one of the walls, and you start to use that as leverage, and you start to pull, and everyone around here struggling of metal, and you can see like the veins starting to bulge a bit, and your muscles start to elongate. And it took a minute, but you got it. And your hands are like frozen in this moment where you can't really let go, and it takes a moment until you have to relax, and it was a thick lock.
There you go.
Wow, you did it. I'm impressed and surprised. Well done.
Thank you.
Very impressive.
Well, after you.
No, you did it. You should be the first one in.
All right. Okay, so can I go ahead and try to go in?
You do. You go towards the stone doors and you push it. You can definitely hear the like the scraping of stone upon stone as the hinges start to slowly open. But you're a strong individual, so it doesn't take you too much as you start to push open one of the doors here towards the crypt, and you can hear just almost, you can actually feel this like a rush of cool air, still air that's been stuck inside this crypt for quite some time. What you see in front of you is a stairwell, sort of a ramp that sort of goes downwards deeper into the ground itself. It is a smallish hallway type of ramp where it's only about 10 foot wide. There's almost like these small indentations that go down and follow this ramp space. And off to the right, you see what looks like to be an unlit brazier.
Okay,
Well,
guys,
thank
I
you,
was
Una.
not prepared for the smell of this place. I just not mentally prepared for that. But I think I see a brazier over there, so I'm gonna go ahead and check that out for everyone. I'm gonna head over there.
Roll me an investigation check.
Okay.
While she's doing that, anything else you guys are gonna look at or do?
Yeah, as we go down the stairs and past like these old walls, I'm gonna look for. I want to look for two things. First, I want to look for any kind of like entrances, exits, compartments, secrets in the walls. The second would be like writing or runes.
Roll me an investigation check.
I was gonna say writing too.
You're gonna roll that? All right. You can roll investigation, or you can give Sai advantage.
I'll give him advantage.
You have advantage, Sai. And Ego.
Yeah, I think that Ego is looking. I want to look down at the ground to see if there are any like recent like marks in like if anyone's recently been in here, disturbing of any kind of like dust on the floor or anything like that.
I would say this is akin to either a survival or an investigation. I will leave that in your hands, which you like to roll.
Yep.
So Una, what did you
Yeah,
roll
roll
as you
this
look at the brazier?
4.
4. It's an unlit brazier. It looks like hasn't been touched in quite some time. It's definitely connected to that indentation, but it's just a holder. It's definitely dark in this space, so up to you what you wish to do with that.
There's a butt ton of spiders in that thing, and I don't have a light. Does anyone else have a light?
Walk out.
Question.
And I'll create bonfire on the.
You produce flame.
Yeah, produce flame. Sorry.
Vidal, reaching towards more of her Genasi heritage, her hair starts to light slightly with a flame, and sort of grabbing at the end, you see that she's holding a small ball of fire, releases it towards the brazier that starts to illuminate. And not only that, you start to hear
Duck.
and that indentation that follows the ramp downwards lights as well, almost like causing a chain reaction, and this entire hallway is now lit with a sort of light, dim light. Makes it a lot easier, which also lowers the DC of your investigation and survival check. So, Sai, what did you roll with advantage?
An 18.
18. We'll say as you trek downwards, you don't notice, you're sort of sliding your hand against the wall, trying to expect any maybe telltale signs of something that's been hidden. You don't find anything on your trek downwards. Ego, as you're currently looking at the floor, what did you roll?
Quite the warm welcome. Ego rolled a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. There are some light footprints, but as you start to ascertain... Actually, let me ask you this one. Did you roll survival or investigation?
I rolled an investigation.
Got it. I'll say that it occurs to you that least the footprints and sort of the dust marks that cover sort of the old footprints is old. It has been quite some time since someone's been here, but someone has walked these halls, in its entirety. So you get that as you continue downwards.
What size of feet? What size of footprints? I guess would they be larger, just normal humanoid size, smaller?
It's strange enough about your size.
Okay.
Yeah, sort of a standard elven individual, maybe. Human, elven, but definitely not like a dwarven or gnomish individual.
Cool.
Also in heeled boots.
The clacking.
Yeah. Speaking of, actually, yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, probably in heeled boots. That's a good point. Someone else has got some fashion. But
I was gonna say it.
You did make mention of it, but as you start, speaking of boots, as you start to head downwards towards this ramp space, the echoes of footprints your footfalls can be heard as certainly just walks as you continue forward.
Perhaps we should go a little quieter.
Yeah. We don't need to announce ourselves if it's not needed.
Well, if you
I
wish.
think that though. I was just saying, I think that though Ego has heeled boots, I think that he probably has like leather on the bottom of them so that they're not like clickety clackety all the way down the stairs.
If you like to move slowly with stealth, please roll me stealth checks.
Oh boy.
Got a natural one.
Oh boy.
25 for Ego, 18 plus 7.
13.
13. Una?
I got a 5.
5.
Don't even care.
Ego, you are such an expert in walking in these boots that you know exactly what to do. What's it called? Toe, heel. Toe, heel. Make sure that you do not slam your heel down to make that click. You are light as a button. Videl, you're definitely wearing a lot of armor for your own case, and you're doing okay. You feel like you're doing all right.
For as big as she is, yeah. 13's not bad.
Well, being more heavy-footed and sort of, you could just hear as you're like, sneak? I'll be fine. Sai, on the other hand, your tail is sort of having a mind of its own, and through one of those indentation, it actually brushes against one of the fire, and you can smell a bit of burning hair, and you're like, oh shit. You almost say the word, oh shit! You start to pat it out, and the sound echoes as you start to clap your tail off.
What the hell's happening back there?
Sorry, it's a little hot. Nothing I can't do.
As you finally...
I'm tapping the rocks, like the rock walls, to find those secrets with the butt of my dagger, just like thunk, 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 thunk.
Just echoing down the hallway.
Essentially. Ringing the dinner bell.
Essentially.
But as you guys go further downwards, it goes down for about 100 feet. Until finally what you find yourself in is what looks like to be a large awning, like an opening space, and then it opens into a bigger circular space itself. Sai, since you are specifically looking for traps or wording, you do find that on the sort of opening space, there are numerous golden plaques with writing in it. Let me see here. Yeah, they are written in common, so you would understand this. It reads the following. It is a poem that is titled, My Ode to Family. And it reads the following. We are the Blakes, powerful in our own right. No need for swords or gods, but magic to aid our fight. We rise above those who are unworthy and unsound, lest we reap what hurries inbound. As Blakes, we are unique. Beyond the veil, we take leaps and bounds in order to prevail. Crossing without sight, our secrecy makes might, and that is the end of our cautionary tale. And if you guys want,
Team Rocket.
if you guys would like, I will put that into
Yeah,
into
I was
the Discord.
attempting to write it,
Please.
and I was like, I gave up. midway.
So there you go. You have the poem of my ode to family. I would like everyone to just roll me a perception check as you walk into sort of this bigger circular space.
13.
13.
13's a popular number today, apparently.
Apparently.
I got a 9.
9. Sai, you're reading.
I got a 5.
5.
Don't make me care.
You go to Sai, who's been sort of like saying, hey, look out for hands coming out of the ground, and you're just looking at the floor. You go.
9.
9. You're standing over Sai, seeing what he's looking at, and you're like reading the poem with him.
I'm the only one that sees it. Oh, God.
I want to try to pry the golden plaques out from where they are. With
Okay.
my dagger.
With your dagger.
I'd love to see this happen. Go ahead.
Roll me an athletics check.
Oh, good. 18.
18. That's not bad.
Yeah.
You do. You sort of place your dagger, and with the help of like almost using leverage, and it gets a little further deep into it, and you kind of use that to push, and you hear, and the plaque itself doesn't fully come off. You basically carve out a chunk, like just because of how it's not malleable, it just, and you get a chunk that falls at your feet.
Yes. I'll pick it up. First piece. I'll put it in my bag.
You can mark that you have 50 gold worth in terms of a plaque.
Oh.
Yeah, don't forget,
That's a good
you
plaque.
guys are here for money.
I mean, they're dead. They're not going to use it. Somebody should get something out of it.
So, Sai, you
bad
mark that
idea.
in your inventory that you have it. So keep that. You're all going to keep separate money, and then we'll count it out the end. Let's see here. Videl. They're reading something. They don't need to read right now. You walk into the larger circular space, and what you see are numerous things. First, right in the middle of the circular space is a 10-foot tall statue of a man, thin, regal, a crown upon his head. The room itself is lined with coffins and pedestals and braziers that are now lit because of the brazier that was lit on the very top, making it easier to see around you. On the pedestals, you see that there are 3 of them, evenly spaced, one of a sword, another of a wand, and the last of a cross.
They're like statues of it, or they're the actual items?
You would have to go a little closer and investigate a bit.
Which one would be closest, I guess, to us? Because I think that'd be what Eagle would walk up to, giving it a good, still 5-foot distance.
What you see, so it's like almost like a triangle from what you guys entered in. To the left of you would be the sword, and to the right of you would be the cross. Around and back would be the wand. So you,
I think
closest to you would be either the sword or the cross.
probably walk to the sword then, like I said, giving it a 5-foot breath. And then, we'll roll just start looking at it.
Sure.
No investigation.
No need to roll, actually, since it is something very simplistic to look at as you walk around on this pedestal with sort of like these metal holders and clips. It's an actual sword.
Okay. Looking at the statue, does it seem like it's missing anything?
Roll me an investigation check.
You said wand, cross, sword, right? Mike?
A wand,
Wand,
cross
cross
sword,
sword.
yes.
Okay. I gotta look
So
at
that is a
Go ahead.
17 plus 1, 18.
18. You start to investigate the statue itself. It's currently in one hand outward stretching almost in a regal pose, and the other one close to like his stomach and his chest. As you start to closely investigate it, getting a little better closer look, the hand that is closest to his chest is actually open, almost like it's just like circular hand this way. It does seem like it's missing something. It's strange.
I'm gonna go up to the one with the wand.
You go to the wand? You go to the wand. It is an actual wand. Wooden, very finely made, but it's not something fake. It's an actual wand.
And there's no writing on that either.
You take a closer look, and a lot of the designs itself is just aesthetics. No real writing.
She's hesitant about touching things that can kill her. She knows better by now.
Well, do we
I'm
have
just
any?
still looking at the floor, looking out for these hands.
Una, in the room.
Fine, I'm coming.
Do we want to maybe try picking one of these things up and placing it? Seems like our statuesque friend here is missing some sort of accessory.
Leader first.
I think that I think ego is easy enough to be persuaded in that way. Like namesake.
Sure.
He has quite an ego on him. So I think that like with that challenge, I think he probably would go to pick up the sword and see if it's going to murder him.
Sai steps back a bit.
Yeah, me too.
So you
we're
do that
both
thing
like
where, one of the underlings, Videl, tells you, well, you, leader, can do it. And you kind of go, yeah, I can do it. Yeah. Pick up the sword, nothing happens, as far as you can tell. And the moment you start to, you can hear your boots now, no longer worried about being stealthy, you start to walk closer. And then you hear shuffling. And you look back and you see your party taking maybe about 5 foot distance from you. And you're like, guys, come on. And I'm
Look,
assuming,
there's nothing to worry about.
and I assume you put the hilt of the sword into the open hand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as you do so, it actually fits in as it starts to slide and sort of click inside. Make me a con save.
Ooh.
I'm gonna whisper to Una, this is why we don't touch things that we don't know what they are.
14 plus 1. 15.
You take 3 points of lightning damage as you get shocked, almost like your hand, you could feel like your grip due to this electricity that runs through your body, almost like freeze you for a second, you gotta pull away. And the sword itself drops, like the hand almost extends, and it falls onto the ground, and then back to its original semi-closed stature.
I mean, I like your hair better this way. It suits you.
Yeah, I think his hat fell off, and his white-haired mohawk that's usually down is now sticking probably straight up, just from the static shock that's still flowing through his system.
Adds height.
Thank you. Well, maybe you'd like to try the next one.
I'm good.
You got it.
It's the wand, right?
Don't forget, Hugo, you are the leader.
I
If you wanna
know.
call
I
rank-
have to do what he says.
Yeah.
She's
I was gonna say,
gonna.
yeah.
Hold on. What's the distance on produce flame? I have to stand right next to it, huh?
I'll roll persuasion if I need to.
No, she'll begrudgingly do it, only because she's more scared of Shadow than she is of you. So,
So listen to your leader. Shadow Self.
she's gonna like try and produce a flame next to it to see what it does versus touching it full force.
It's a cantrip, easily done as you produce a flame, you sort of run your hand once again through your hair and it catches a bit of a flame. And you throw it at to the statue. Doesn't seem to catch on fire, obviously, it's made of stone.
She just wants to see if the magic will do anything.
But
to it.
you wait a moment. Second passes. Nothing.
That's what she has on her. We don't see a place where like the wand would go, right? Like he just has the motion where he's holding a sword. Does he look like he's holding anything else?
Well, he's currently expressing with one hand outwards in sort of a flamboyant way, and the other hand is open for... The sword was put in, but obviously that did some damage.
Alright, stupid question. Could I technically get my sword and try and wedge it out? Wedge the wand out?
Oh, you could... it's currently just propped up. You can take the wand.
Okay.
Or you can attempt to.
Yeah. That's what I'm worried about. She will attempt to take it.
The moment you touch the wand... Or, Sai, what were you going to say?
He's just watching us all get zapped.
No, I'm curious about this now.
Okay. The moment you touch the wand, nothing happens, and you take the wand.
She just has a grin at Ego. She walks over here.
Yes, Sai.
While she's grabbing the wand, I'd like to inspect the hand and quickly look around the room and see, is there anything that's about that size. Can try to look in the opening of the hand and see what kind of trigger mechanisms in there, and like try to logically deduce which
Sure.
item should be going in here.
Roll me an investigation check.
She'll hand the wand to
Actually,
Ego.
no. Roll me just an intelligence check, actually.
Hope somebody's smart.
There's a reason for this. Being weird about it.
He's not that smart. 12.
12.
Not
I'll
horrible.
say that. Let me roll on not this DC sheet. Okay. Since you just read the placard that you've removed at least part of it from the door, something about the first few lines strike similar to what you're currently experiencing. That is quite weird. About no gods, no swords, but magic.
I gotta take the plaque out of the bag and say, "Don't you remember? We just read this."
Well, you
We just
two
read
read
it.
it. I walked in the room.
Oh,
So technically, he should have known not to touch that thing.
Una, take notes. It's important to do your research.
I'll
They
hand-
clearly said that magic is what they wanted, not a sword.
I will hand Sai or Ego. I will go like this. One of you want to put the wand in there.
You want to give it to your shadow?
I think Ego
Oh.
feeling very at this point pretty like just kind of like his leadership role being challenged, kind of snatches it out of her hand and goes, "I will do it for you then," and he drops it into the statue.
Perfect. The moment you do so, the hand actually clamps downwards, and you're currently already expecting, like, happened to me once, please don't happen to me again. Take a breath. I will say everyone who's not near the statue starts to hear, like, sand starting to fall. And you start to look around, you can't really see where it's falling. The entire statue itself starts to move in sort of this clockwards way. To a point where the entire floor starts to follow along with, almost in panels. You have to take a step back to not fall in what looks to be now a stairwell that goes downwards in a circular pattern. Ego, since you're the closest, you start to see and you start to feel that the statue is slowly, as it reaches the end of its apex and is no longer moving, it is very slightly moving back in such a slow fashion that you didn't really have to have your hand on it to feel the creep and crawl. You get a feeling that you only have a limited amount of time before this thing slams shut.
Okay, let's hurry. And he's gonna grab. I think he's gonna try grabbing. He's gonna pick up the sword off the ground, then also try grabbing the holy symbol as well, and throw those into the bags.
Perfect. You take the cross itself, throw it into your bag. The sword itself, you put it onto a sort of a satchel that you had open, and the wand is still locked in place right now.
Yeah, I think he's gonna start heading down the stairs.
I'll go running after.
Okay.
Like, what the hell?
So it sounds like our marching order right now is Ego in front, Vidal following with Una right behind, and Sai taking the rear.
Perfect.
Awesome. Ego, as you start to lead the team downwards down this circular stairwell, it is barely lit. It almost seems like whatever occurred above with the braziers is slowly trickling down here, but it's taking some time. So you are getting like somewhat dim light, but I believe all of you have dark vision, so it's not that big of an issue. It takes a few minutes, until finally you do reach the bottom and the base of this stairwell, where you are met with looks like to be a room that opens up. And I'm going to go ahead and describe this room. It is a 35-foot by 35-foot room where you currently are in the hallway that leads into this room. You haven't reached the room, you haven't entered the room just yet, but the room itself is lifted maybe about 3 inches higher. And then, of course, you see an exit across from this. The room, or at least the lifted part of it, looks like lifted platforms that are cut in 5-foot cubes, 5 foot by 5 foot. So essentially, you're looking at a grid in front of you. 7 rows, 7 columns. In addition to that, as you're currently looking around, you see what looks like to be... Actually, no, for this part, roll me a perception check, everyone, who would like to look around this room.
I don't see nothing.
This dice is gonna get banished. It's been rolling terrible.
Gotta put it in jail.
Yeah. That is a 11 for ego. 4 plus 7.
Sigh.
Using the plaque to kind of guide what I'm looking for, I've got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Not bad. Yeah, I'll get to what you noticed too as well. Una, what'd you get?
14.
14. Videl.
I don't see shit. I got a 2.
A 2.
She's just like amazed by the say.
I'll say that, Ego, your leadership instincts kick in, and especially with Videl being right behind you, you kind of stop her, like, hey, wait. Something's odd about that floor, obviously. And Videl, you sort of stop and just sort of start to look at the floor. Videl and Una, Una and Sai, as you sort of take the rear, you have a little bit of more time to investigate and look around. What you do notice is that along the walls are these protrusions. They kind of come to a spiked end. However, they're long enough where you can sort of put a hand or a palm on it and start to climb it. In addition to that, you look upwards and you see what looks to be like these 90-degree poles that just fill the entire ceiling. Let's see, what else do you see? Yeah, that is what you see. You see what looks like to be like some sort of thing that can be climbable on the walls, and something, these is like 90 degree, something you can grab on the ceiling.
I'll read out loud the next 2 lines from the plaque, which is, "We rise above those who are unworthy and unsound, lest we fall to reap what hurries inbound."
So, up.
Doesn't appear to be anywhere to climb. Like we should be going. I don't know. They're monkey bars.
You
Yeah,
get
there's
a,
like-
essentially.
There's like some Indiana Jones type things happening over here. So,
Yeah.
I mean, do clip that.
It's quite odd. The 90-degree poles on the ceilings are a little like monkey bars. They go down a few inches and they turn, and then they go straight where enough you can have like a handle on them. Some of the spikes along the walls are a bit climbable. It's just not sure about their stability. Depends.
And you said there's 7 platforms, or
There are 7 rows and 7 columns, basically making 5-foot cubes in this entire 35 by 35 foot room.
And they're all the same height? Like
They're all the same height. They're about 3 inches higher than the hallway that you're currently standing in.
Okay.
And nothing on them at all, like no writing, nothing like that at all.
Not with your roll.
Fair. Okay.
I'll say that side note, you definitely notice, at least if that thought ever comes across your mind. Smooth.
Vidal, you're the strongest. Why don't you show us the way?
You mean throw myself up there?
I got you.
Boost you?
Are you afraid or something?
No, I'm just not the lightest person if I fall down on one of you.
Well, we can't stop you from falling either way. You have to hold yourself up.
Hold on.
Yeah.
She'll tap her runes a little bit, and then she'll proceed to grow a little.
Okay. What everyone sees is Videl, in this sort of tells everyone to get some space behind. As you actually see these like runic burn marks that are slightly glowing constantly, these indentations along her arms, beyond the armor that she wears, on both arms. She actually starts to trace a finger across one, and as her finger crosses it, you see that the runes itself starts to glow brighter and brighter and brighter, and then finally you hear as like almost like an internal fire grows. And Videl, what is your usual height?
It's probably about 6 foot.
6 foot. You're rocking about 10 feet right now.
Jesus.
Now, I can lift one of you up here if you want to check around, but I don't think I will fit.
Tall as the ceiling. Like how was she suddenly just like be like crunched up into the passageway?
So
Or she
in the
could
room,
sit.
in
She
the room
could
itself, in the room itself, it is I would say about 30 feet high.
Okay. So she
However,
fits.
in the hallway, it's only about like 9 feet high. So she's definitely like 1 foot down, head over.
She'll hold her hand out if somebody wants to go.
I'll reach my arms like a toddler.
Okay.
And she'll pick her up.
Una, make me an athletics or acrobatics check. I will leave it in your hands as this is a strange moment.
I'm gonna climb.
7.
Oh boy.
7.
What is happening?
Fell out of that hand.
You grab onto Vidal's hand as it's currently grown extra large, and she slowly starts to lift you up. But it's not grabbing on. You don't. It's not like a full. You don't really have a grip. It's a person's arm who's grown this wide, and you don't really have like a full grasp as you start to get to that point, and you let go. You fall into the first square that's right in front of you. Let's see here.
That was
Well,
embarrassing.
this is not going to be good.
I need you to make me a dex save as you currently fall and land onto one of the squares that starts to.
I can't attempt to catch her. Like, just be like, oh.
Got a 6.
6. I'll say that you were too preoccupied, like making sure that she was going out and up.
Okay.
6.
Yeah.
You take 7 points of piercing damage as some of the old rusted spikes on the end of the walls jettison outwards, and you feel get hit with 2 of them, and you quickly scroll your way back into the hallway.
What happened to you?
Okay, maybe someone else's turn now?
I was gonna
Una,
say size
before you
probably
got
the
hurt,
most.
I have to say that was a poor effort.
Okay, so it's your turn now?
I was gonna say you're probably the most nimble of us. Maybe.
Yeah, he. Okay, I'm gonna use my.
I can give you a boost.
Sorry, I think I have a. I think I'm extra good at climbing because of my claws. Yes, I have a climbing speed of 20.
You do.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm gonna try to scamper up the side of the wall and try to grab the bars and make it across.
I'll say with Vidal offering to help you, you can do it at advantage. So you can cover 20 feet, and there's only 10 feet left. The DC is going to be very low, but go ahead and make me an acrobatics or athletics check, your choice.
19.
19. You use the lift given to you by the now grown Vidal. You use that moment, and for 10 feet you go up, claws sink into where these like maybe broken spikes are, where you have a clear footing, and start to climb upwards. You can hear, and you grab onto one of the bars on the ceiling, and you currently are swinging 30 feet above this platform. If you'd like to move forward, you can do so. It doesn't take too long. It's just taking a moment. And as you climb through, I just need you to make me one more athletics. Sure. Roll me one more athletics or acrobatics check.
Monkey bars right now.
Yeah,
I mean, claws?
it's a 18 plus 3 for my acrobatics, so it's a 21.
Everyone's
Ain't
ego.
no laws when you're using claws.
Ego, Vidal, Una, what you see is Sai jumps up, claws upwards, grab into one of these monkey bars and starts to just slowly make his way through. It takes a moment, it's like a moment where like one snaps and he's like, oh right, not that one, and grabs onto a different one. Finally, using the last momentum, jumping, turns around, you see your companions on the opposite end.
Yeah, he turns around and presents like a gymnast and bows.
I'd clap, but I
that's-
think it's too loud.
This is a good performance.
Can she step in the room now so she's no longer?
Do you want it? Do you want it?
Yeah.
You're doing that thing where like your bottom half is in the hallway, but you're a little higher, sticking up in the inside. You're not touching the floor, obviously. I know you're trying to avoid that. So.
Yeah.
Are you gonna try to do something, Vidal?
No, I'll wait for him to do his thing.
Oh, Ego.
Yeah, Eagle will go. I think Ego would probably just try to essentially like jump up to. I guess to get to the actual bars themselves. Like, is that within jumping reach? Like within an acrobatics?
It obviously you would have to do an acrobatics to just sort of like maybe it's not a clear jump because it's 30 feet up, but you can use some of the spikes on the walls to sort of get yourself sort of bouncing from one to the other, trying to find some footing and grab onto one of the poles on top.
Okay, yeah. So kind of doing that, trying to move as nimbly as possible, and trying not to snag any of his kind of like flowy purple Aladdin pants on the spikes on the wall, is going to roll my acrobatics. Actually, not bad. He's a dexterous young man. So it's a 14 plus 10, so
Wow.
24.
Yeah, expertise on that one as you start to, and without issue, grab onto one of the poles. Your multicolored scarf wafting as you currently jump, and it stops and sort of makes this like very epic pose as you're currently holding with one arm. You start to make your way over. Make me another athletics or acrobatics check as you start to make the trek across.
Absolutely. That is a 17 plus 10.
Not a
27.
problem. You follow suit with Sai. Finally landing on the opposite side, you have to sort of take a few steps back just to give Ego some space. As you land, turn around. The only left people are Videl and Una.
The two heaviest ones in the bunch.
When he lands, I'll say, yes, that's why you're the leader.
I definitely give Sai a high five. Absolutely.
I have a question. If I were to like just latch on, because I'm pretty sure she can at this height, and then like dismiss that form, would I just be hanging there?
You would, and I would basically lower the DC for you because you can just do a light hop, and you would probably be able to grab it, especially with your arm reaching outwards too.
Yeah, I just know it's not going to take my weight at that size, so that's why she'd have to dismiss it.
It's a smart thought.
Yeah, that's what she'll do.
All right, roll me in. For high jump, that's a athletics check, if I remember correctly.
Let's see what we have. Oh, not too bad. Let's hope this is about. Ooh, natural 20.
Natural
Plus
20.
5.
25. You look back at Una, kind of teaching her, like, all right, jump, grab, and as you grab on, it doesn't even take that long, you
I hop.
And the moment you do so, you release this burst of fire, and your body starts to deflate and turn back to your normal, still fairly large form, but you are now hanging on the monkey bars.
Okay, she'll try to make it across.
Name me another athletics or acrobatics check.
Oh dear. 16?
16. Not a problem. You make across. Yours is a little more heavy-handed,
Yeah, I'd say so.
and you land with a heavy thud at the opposite end as you're still wearing a lot of armor, and dust as you land.
Man, I did an Avenger landing. Okay.
All right.
Isn't bad, but aren't you babysitting somebody? Where did you leave them?
Yeah,
She's
I'm down
coming.
All right. Okay. I got this. Okay, I'm
I
gonna
think.
try to jump and grab.
Dusting off the wounds that you have, Una. Kind of preparing yourself.
Alright.
Roll me athletics or athletics or acrobatics.
Let's do acrobatics. 12.
12.
God.
That is what you needed.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. Look.
So it takes a moment, though. It's almost like
It's
you
just like this. I got it.
yeah. And finally, you almost like lose that. Like you grab both hands and you lose one. You're like, oh shit! And like you could feel your palms start to sweat. Your arm is shaking at the moment. But you've made it to the top.
See, we gotta work on them chin-ups a little more.
Got it.
It's almost like if someone who's worked out, like in a gym a lot, like sure, that's fine, but applying that strength that you have is a different story. Go ahead and roll me an athletics or acrobatics check to make it across now.
Two.
2.
Well, then.
You get halfway, and one of the bars that Videl crossed by kind of situated itself where it was kind of crooked. Not thinking about it, you grab onto it, and that thing snaps, and you fall. I need you to roll me an acrobatics check real quick as you fall.
What's with this dice? 21.
21. So for the fall, you take half damage. So instead of taking 9, you take 4 points of damage. As you land, you kind of pull something. You're like, God damn. Instead of 2 spikes being shot outwards, you start to feel the entire room start to rumble. And as you look to your left, you look to your right, you can see now that the walls go
Now is the
30
time to
seconds to do
run.
Time to go.
Quickly, Una, quickly.
You run.
I mean, I'll hold my hand down for
All right.
run and jump.
I was gonna say she's stepping on more tiles.
She's stepping on more tiles, so I need you making just one dex save as you currently are.
She can't
there.
fly, so it's just like, what else is she gonna do?
How am I gonna die in like the first 10 seconds? Oh my god. Okay, 18.
18. You lucky. How is that possible?
Oh, you
I don't
roll
know.
low?
I rolled 4 ones. As you walk across 1, 2, 3. You walk across 3 platforms from where you were currently standing, which was the 4th. So I don't know how that happened, but essentially you take 4 points of piercing damage. You get shot, graze on your leg, and as you jump, finally the room itself, and you are locked for a moment. Una, you are on the ground on your back, looking as this happened. It's almost crushed your foot. Finally, the room starts to open again.
Oh, thank god.
Resets.
I'm reaching down at this point.
You got really lucky.
Ugh. Okay, won't be doing that again. Okay.
I'll
How
help her
much
out.
damage did you say I took?
You took an additional 4 points of damage.
We'll both help her up. I have my arm down.
I
I'm
will-
trying to lift
Upper
her.
hand.
Sure, yeah, you help her up quickly. I will also mention to our players today that the game isn't over until you get out.
Well, I think we all learned something, and we can move forward as, more knowledgeable people.
Got it.
Yes, we've learned that despite watching people do it successfully, it doesn't mean you're necessarily going to do it right yourself.
Right. Write that down. Okay.
All right. Well, you make your way into a next pathway. I'm assuming we're keeping with the same
Yeah.
marching order.
Yep.
Not a
Yep.
problem. Ego, you're the first to see this. The pathway itself starts to dim even further and further and further until you're in complete darkness, and you can see a small light at the end of this hallway. As you continue going forward, what you are met is with a long, thin room, about 100 feet outwards towards what looks like to be a gigantic metal solid door. And it's only about 35 feet wide. In the middle of this entire room, it looks like a small, continuously lit brazier that gives off this soft light. What you immediately notice, he goes, this is something odd, is both of the west and eastern walls is covered in this long mirror.
Ah.
Is this a magical darkness, this path? Like, you said it gets darker and darker,
Yeah.
but most of it's in the dark. Is it a magically induced darkness?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Ah, dirty 20.
Dirty
Ah, I
20.
love D&D and Beyond today.
You're well aware of certain spells that cast sort of magical darkness, and as you were walking away from that grid room, as we're going to start calling it, the light itself from that space was dimming and dimming and dimming in sort of a natural way until the light itself ended while you were still in the hallway. So it didn't seem like it was magical darkness, more or less it was just light that ended. You were in darkness for a bit, but you could see a light ahead of you, and then you start to see things around you. So it was just a brief moment of darkness.
Okay, I'll read from the
Yeah, I was gonna say.
plaque again.
Sure.
Crossing without sight. Well, I probably shouldn't skip the last 2 lines. As the Blakes are unique beyond the veil, we take leaps and bounds in order to prevail. I'm not sure if that's what we just did, or if we're going to have to do it again. Crossing without sight, our secrecy makes might, and that is the end of our cautionary tale.
Well, it's dark in there. Maybe we're at the sight part.
Well,
Is this a
try
big round
walking?
room?
So no, the way it would look is actually, I can actually show you. I've made all maps, regardless of what was going to happen, in case you needed it. So
Hey, look at that.
I will put you. There you go, and I will even show the audience.
Okay, alright. Very well done with these maps, Mike.
Yeah. You can use these animated things as well with a free month of gold for Astral. Type exclamation point Astral.
It looks like it has like the mirage effect, like when there's too much heat.
Super cool.
Yeah. On the blacktop.
Love it.
You can see.
So we would be.
Go on.
Sorry, I was just saying we would be slightly back still in the hallway, correct?
Yeah, you would be essentially like here,
Perfect.
looking in.
But is that actual pit in there?
That is a lifted up brazier. It's about,
Okay.
I would say about 3 feet high, that is casting a light in this entire room. That is obviously reflecting off the mirrors as well, causing this sort of global illumination.
Well, based on what you read us, maybe we try, foolhardily or not, walking with our eyes closed. We could try this.
That sounds like a great idea, and I'm right behind you.
Can we do like
I am-
a kindergarten chain hands?
Yeah, maybe you hang on to me.
Please help me.
Is that what you'd like to do?
Yeah, Ego's gonna pull his hat, his big kind of foppish hat down, kind of to cover his eyes, and after kind of doing like a low bow to the team, he'll put his hand out behind him and start walking forward.
All right. Ego, I want you to roll me a d6.
Okay.
I like when the DM says roll d6.
4?
4.
Ego, as you currently are walking forward, everyone else, I'm assuming you're sort of following suit, closing your eyes, or sort of shielding what you can as you walk
Yeah.
forward, holding
Yeah.
Ego's hand sort of in this chain. Ego, you kind of do that thing where you have your, you don't want to hit a wall, obviously. As you do this, your knees hit something, you fall forward a little bit, and you put your hand down to sort of catch yourself, and you put your hand directly into the brazier. As you take 3 points of fire damage, as you currently would be walking, accidentally stop and hit, you kind of instinctively open your eyes, and your hand is in the brazier, you're like, fuck! Woo.
Somebody cook something.
I go like this. We have a problem.
And I'll be like, okay, don't put hand in brazier. Got it.
Did that one really need to be explained to you? That was like,
Yes.
So I will mark that there are a few things you can look around. There is obviously the brazier in front of you. There is the mirrors around you. And there is a door at the opposite end.
maybe we should move a little bit to the right so none of us get charred, so to speak.
I think this might be a very, very good idea. It seems like from this point on, it might be a straight shot.
That mirror's not doing anything weird, right?
Would you like to take a look at the mirror?
I kind of don't and do at the same time.
Don't know what that means.
Ego does not.
Yeah, I
Guaranteed.
will. I'll
I
just
kind of
follow Lisa.
encourages her over his shoulder. Like, Fidel, what's happening with the mirrors?
I don't know. I'm not looking at them. He fell in the damn fire pit.
Well, somebody's got to keep their eyes open. I think you should take a look.
Would you like this, Videl, to be more of a contested moment? Or if you can be persuaded
Yeah.
to do so? So,
Why not?
Sai, roll me a persuasion check, and Videl, roll me just a standard charisma check.
No, I think she should get like
You're in
advantage on
trouble.
those.
Because I'm very good at charisma.
What were your question?
I was like, doesn't she get advantage on those?
On charisma checks? I don't know. You tell me. I don't think you do.
I was gonna say because of the rune. I think it's deception. And sleight
Deception.
of
You're
hand.
not rolling a deception right now. You're doing a will of charisma to see if maybe you can overcome this little bit of a persuasion idea that's being put in your mind.
All right. Let's see.
Sai, what did you roll?
A 16 plus 6.
I rolled a 12.
22.
Videl, maybe it's a good idea. I mean, you're not getting anywhere right now.
All right. I gotta look at the mirror.
Okay, so Videl's going to be looking at the mirror. What is everyone else doing?
Still have my eyes closed. Just holding
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
she's still attached to me.
After blowing on his hand, Ego is like is kind of like tucked it into his cloak for a second, trying to like cool it off. He would probably put his hand and run his hand along the edge of the brazier to like and make his way around the right hand side of it and try to walk forward, like continue forward that way.
Sure, you can definitely do so. You sort of make your way keeping your hand across it. Will you be looking at the brazier? Is that going to be your sort of moment, or are you going to go past it or look at the door?
That's actually good. I think that he would like be kind of peeking out because he has the hat pulled down, and I think that he'd be kind of looking down, just catching the edge of the brazier to take stock of it, because he did see into the room, and so he has spatial awareness of what this looks like. So now that he knows he's on the side of this thing, he knows it's a pretty straight shot across. So I think he would just be running. He would be keeping an eye on the brazier with just like one eye, but then he would be running his hand along and just try to make his way across the room.
Okay. We'll say that if you're not going to go directly to the door right now, we'll say that you were investigating the brazier to check that out. Una,
Perfect, yeah.
what are you going to do?
I'm just literally holding hands this whole entire time. I'm just like contemplating why I took this job. It's like, okay.
Not a problem.
I'm like, all right.
So,
All right, so what should I do? Am I okay right here? I get stabbed over here.
Sai, you're the new babysitter for right now. You take care of that one since I have to go check out the mirror.
You just need to look. You don't need to touch it. You don't need to
I'm
try to
not
walk
touching
into
it.
You just gotta look.
I'm just gonna briefly look over like
I'm placing you in parts of the map that I assume that you're doing so to investigate. If you want to move your character, you can do so.
I don't think she'd be that close to the mirror. She's
okay.
just looking at it
You'd
like
be about
this.
50 feet away.
Yeah.
And then, Sai, you're going to be there and look at the brazier?
No. I'm still like one hand on the back of our on Ego.
Oh, here you go.
And I don't know if Vidal's let go of me or not, but I'm still holding on to him with one hand. Eyes shut, and I thought my other hand was back, still holding Vidal. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I can lean over like this.
Just like let go. Oh yeah, we'll put you over here, Vidal, sort of holding on to a bit of Sai. And Una, I'll say that you are following Vidal's.
Yeah.
She's leading you. She's teaching you. So, you're doing what she does.
Some people have a harder learning curve than others, I guess.
I mean, Vidal, as you currently look at the mirror itself, roll me an investigation check, and then Ego, as you look at the brazier, roll me an investigation check.
Ego got a 12.
12.
I don't think I have anything for a modifier to that. No, I don't, so 16.
16. Not bad. Ego, not too bad as you're currently looking through the brazier itself. You find a bit of sort of magical ruins. Being a magical, infused individual yourself, you recognize this as sort of like an infusion spell, something that is continuously keeping this flame going for the amount of years it's been. You get a sense that maybe the brazier has a continue flame spell upon it. It's just keeping it going. But something else was there that caused heat. So you get a sense that it's a bit of mixture of both, keeping the light going, and something is lit in there that burned your hand.
Interesting.
Vidal, as you are kind of looking at the mirror itself, it's a mirror. You kind of test it a bit. The mirror does the same.
I
The mirror does what a mirror does. Oh, you
Movement
sort of- you
is
move it.
okay, no touching.
It does what you think.
So mirror say, I'm not gonna touch it.
What, just a plain old mirror?
That's what it seems like.
He lets go of their hands and like looks at the mirror.
No.
Your reflection does the exact same.
Stupid mirror.
Alright, I'm
Is
gonna
there a
look
little
now.
rock? Is there a little rock on the ground? I'm gonna take my sling and whip a rock at the mirror.
Okay, yeah, easily enough done. It's a stone building. You can probably find some like loose stone or something. You grab it.
Yeah.
It hits the mirror. Doesn't crack.
Well, I'm not touching it.
Maybe
I'll
that's
get a little closer. That's annoying. I'm gonna get a little closer.
maybe
And
that's the
see.
veil.
Not even like a little nothing.
Well, you'll have to get close enough to see that. So, are you gonna go
Yeah,
5 feet away from it or 10 feet away?
Oh, inches.
Inches.
Inches. I want to see where I hit this thing and see what happens.
You look
What do you mean?
exactly where you hit, and you're kind of like looking at it, trying to find. And there is not even a dent, or like you see a little bit of like the soot or like the remnants of rock on it that are sort of clung to the mirror, but it doesn't look like it was broken at all.
Yeah, that's fantastic craftsmanship. I want one of these.
You say that to the party?
Yeah.
You look back and you say that. Everyone else sees that Sai's reflection does not move.
Sai, get away
Everyone
from
roll
the
me
wall.
initiative.
Oh.
Oh.
They
All
almost made it through the room.
I mean, cats are
Let's try.
curious, man. True to form.
This is coming out of your cut, that is for sure.
Ego, what did you roll?
Ego rolled a 9 plus 5, 14.
14. Videl, what'd you roll?
Battle 8.
Battle 8. Una, what'd you roll?
3.
3. Sai, what'd you roll?
I also have an 8. 5 plus 3.
All right, and I think that Sai, you may have the higher dex of the
Oh,
two, so we'll count the
definitely,
ego
I'm
first.
sure. I
My
have
dex is 3?
0. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that makes sense.
She's muscle,
Well,
she's not dexterous.
We will begin the fight after a quick break. So I already have everyone's initiative, and then we'll go right into the fight. So we will see you guys in 10 minutes. We're going to take a quick restroom break. We'll see you then. Hey everyone, we are back from our quick break. So what the party has done right now is they've been entering in Maximilian Blake's crypt, going through what looks to be chamber after chamber of strange puzzles and contraptions, keeping whatever is down here secret and safe. The last we've met is that our party is now in this sort of long, thin room. Right now, Sai, our Tabaxi warlock, has currently investigated where he's slung a rock from his sling, seen that it actually didn't really cause much damage, and as he was currently investigating, looked back to his party and was like, you know, it's actually kind of really well made. The mirrored reflection did not move and did not react the same way as he would have. We are now in initiative, so we're going to start with the first move. That would be mirror Una.
Oh, for initiative?
Well, it's a mirrored an Una, as this thing moves out of the mirror from behind.
Your face.
You hear,
Why?
you hear this, like the footsteps coming out, something like, and it jumps down. It's almost like a fractured reflection of you, black and white, something that's not fully there. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It is going to make a... You see that its hands, it's not fully like you, it's almost like clawed, and it's going to make a swipe at you. Ah! Well, it's coming all around. I got a nat 1. It happens. It climbs out, and because it's moving, it took a while to get to you. You were expecting some sort of hostile moment, and you bring up your blade and you block it a little bit, deflecting it, parrying it. Next would be Mirrored Ego. 5. Ego, you hear this.
Ego would definitely still be covering his face as well. I don't think he's looked up at all. I don't think he's even aware of what's going on currently.
Then this would have advantage.
Uh-oh.
As you currently hear kind of a swipe and some sort of like sound from Una, who's like, ah! And you're like, what's going? And before you even be able to lift up your hat, thank God it's going to need that. Does a 16 hit you?
Yes, just barely.
That would be 6 points of slashing damage as you have your hat down and immediately you see what looks like to be a faded white claw. Some of the features are somewhat similar, strange, and of your chin across, you feel a little bit of blood start to trickle.
I think that'd be enough to move his focus upwards now and to probably take full scope of this thing. And I think Ego's just response is, "Well, I think I wore it better, but here we go."
As you say that, it almost mirrors your mouth movement,
Oh.
but it doesn't speak. As you say, well, it goes.
I hate that so
yeah.
much.
I know. It is now mirrored Sai. It isn't able to move any further. It's actually going to try to grab you. I need you to make me a acrobatics or athletics check.
Nine for acrobatics.
It got a 10, and it grabs you and throws you into the mirror. I'm going to go ahead and shift views for these two.
When you say into the mirror, you mean against the mirror?
Nope.
Into the mirror?
You're in a
Through the
different place.
mirror.
Like in?
Do you see yourself right now?
Oh no. Ah, beans.
You are not with your friends or with your companions.
Oh, I know your face. Well then.
It is now Ego. It is your turn.
Okay, and I would he have seen Sai get pushed
You
into
hear
the
everyone
mirror
sees
world?
it and hears it. He goes, like, it's fine, craftsmanship. Attack, attack. What's going? Ah! He gets pulled backwards.
Well, he's dead. Okay, let's go. No, it's gonna. Yeah, I mean, Ego's going to absolutely attack. Pulling out his rapier. He's gonna do a couple attacks here. Well, one specific attack. I'm gonna do a slashing flourish.
All right.
See if I can get that attack going off here. I don't know. That is a 9 plus 7, so 16 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna roll some some rapier damage. 8 plus 6 for the damage there, so that's 14. And then, so for Slashing Flourish, whenever I take an attack action on my turn, my walking speed is increased by 10 feet until the end of the turn. If the weapon attack hits, you can expend the use of Bardic Inspiration to deal an extra damage equal to the number you roll on the die. Oh, okay. So I basically expend my Bardic Inspiration 1d8 and I add it to there. Gotcha. So I add an extra 3, so that's 17 damage total. And then I'm able to move.
You're basically. I think you have, since you're a drow, you have now 45 feet just for this movement. So
okay.
Let's describe what ends up happening here, because we may be overstepping a little bit. As you take a solid strike, it's currently like arms out, ready to swing again, leaving itself completely open. You're well more trained than this particular duplicate and what it's trying to imitate. And as you take a swipe, you see that it actually cuts through. You take 1 point of damage. Oh. And it doesn't look like it affected at all.
What?
That's bad.
Oh, sorry, we're in fight.
Okay.
Let me change the fight music real quick.
All right. That's bad, y'all. I'm going to, as a bonus action, I'm going to use Healing Word and try to heal myself because I'm hurting.
You may.
So that's 2 plus 3, so I just heal myself for 5. Get myself a little R&R real quick, a little bandage over it.
You do that thing where you take the swipe, and as part of your bardic charm, you sort of do a flourish, and you take the hit, and using that flourish to heal yourself back up. Kind of unsure what
we might
occurred.
be in a bit of trouble.
Any other, I think that's your action, your bonus action, any movement.
That's it. That's it for Ego. Yeah, he is not feeling too confident about this encounter.
Sigh, all alone in what looks like to be an inverse version of whatever you're stepped into. You are face to face with whatever this mirrored version of your own duplicate self. What would you like to do?
Is there still a mirror? Like, is there a mirror that shows me and me in the mirror? Like, what do I see when I look in the mirror in this room?
You see this white version of yourself, and you see what looks like to be the same brazier, just sort of lightly dimming in a different coloration. The floor is now no longer white stone, now black marble. There are several coins around you, but you do not see your partners.
Oh, I'm sorry, there's several coins?
Oh, yeah.
Do I hear it? Can I hear anything beyond the mirror?
You know, let's just make it for a perception check.
That was great. Immediate danger?
Natural 20.
Natural
money.
20. You can barely hear the sound of some sort of fight happening beyond the mirror, but it's like muffled. Something is causing some sort of barricade.
Okay, I'm going to use Fey Presence. Once per short rest, as an action, you can cause each creature in a 10-foot cube from you to make a Wisdom saving throw or become charmed or frightened by you until the next turn.
It rolled roll a 17.
Yeah. Oh, that's better than the 14 it needed.
Sorry. Yeah.
That's disappointing. Okay. I'm not. That's my action. But can I use my words to try to persuade him, or would that be an action as well?
You could. We'll say you can. We'll see what happens.
Okay. That's it. Listen, friend. If you're like me, we both just want the same thing. Let me go and collect these, and then let's fight.
It just mirrors your mouth as you're talking. Make me a persuasion check. It's almost like talking as you talk. Using your voice as its own.
Yes, it looks like we're on the same page. It's a 15 plus 6.
Okay, 15 plus 6. I'll keep that in mind.
Oh, thank you.
Oh no.
Any movement?
No, I assume he'll attack me if I try to leave.
Sounds good. After Sai, it is Videl.
Is the weird version of me like coming through the mirror? Or is
It's
she
like
still in there?
it's like T1000 slowly coming through.
But she hasn't been violent yet.
It hasn't hit her turn yet.
I'm like wondering if she's just gonna be like, "Yo, Una, we gotta get the fuck out of here. Let's go."
You're about your extended warranty.
You know
What you got, Videl?
I know. She's gonna. It's not gonna break though. With the idea it's probably gonna damage me, she will try to just throw a produced flame at the version of herself.
Roll me a spell attack.
Do you want me just to use my sword? 'Cause I don't have
No,
it
it's
in
going to be. It's a D20 plus your. I believe for gymnastics is your Constitution modifier.
there.
so-
It's like a +4.
Yeah, so whatever you roll plus 4.
Yeah, I don't think that hits. That's a 9.
9? No. You throw it at the mirror, and it's still trying to push its way through, and you hit we're a part where it hasn't fully come out yet, and you hit actual mirror, and it hasn't fully formed.
Let me see what my movement is. 30 feet.
But that was your action to cast a spell.
Yeah.
You do not have a secondary action because attack action is something different.
But she's not gonna get an opportunity attack because she's not that close to me, right?
If you walk where?
If I just go straight, like a beeline at 30 feet.
Where are you beelining it to? Like which direction?
Like,
Oh, yeah. You would be fine. So 5,
Okay.
10, 15, 20, 25. I mean, you can get to here.
yeah, that's fine. And I'm literally gonna yell that too, and we need to get the fuck out of here.
All right.
I
will
got
say
a job
probably-
to do, this ain't it.
Una, you turn around, being the only one or Ego as well, you see Videl just book it, and your vision crosses path with the mirrored Videl, and she just mirrors the same mouth, we need to get the fuck out of here.
As you hear run by.
It is now the mirrored Videl. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's going to make a slashing attack against you.
Okay,
That would be a 13 to hit.
miss.
Una, you are up.
Okay, I'm gonna see if it's still mirroring me. I'm gonna do a little dance, and then if it's still mirroring me, and then I'm just gonna book it up to where everyone else is.
Okay. Will you use an action to disengage, or are you holding your action for something different?
I'm gonna disengage.
Okay, it will miss its attack of opportunity on you as you run away. You have 30 feet to get movement, so you can go 5, 10, 15, 20. You can literally be right next to Videl.
Okay.
Okay.
But not, yeah, next to him, not his mirror. Yeah.
Okay, we'll do it right here.
Gotcha.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah, quickly going around Ego, sliding across, running to where Videl is. Everyone just assumes that Sai's dead.
I don't even know what the hell happened to that man.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She can't quite get to you, Una, but she is locking in your distance.
Ooh.
Let's see here. Mirrored Ego. He's gonna take another attack on you. That was
Alright.
That's not gonna hit with a 6. Mirrored Sai. It's gonna take attack on you. Does a 14 hit? No.
Nope.
It takes a swipe at you, and you quickly move back out of the range as it just quickly misses. Its claws are jagged and white. It's completely opposite than your own claws.
Amateur. He's offended that he's not as good.
It is now Ego's turn.
Okay. Listen 1 second. I want to try something, and it might be really bad or it could work. Who knows? But this is terrible right now. And he's just gonna turn around and he's gonna cast Shatter on the mirror behind him.
Okay. On mirrored ego and mirrored Una.
No, on the mirror
On the
behind.
mirror.
Oh, on the
like,
mirror.
Where Sai got pulled into.
Okay.
You want me to roll damage?
No, because the mirror itself is magical, and much like how any magical item, it is difficult to destroy. And since you are causing it damage and pain, it is not going to give due to its magical enchantment. But you release it, and everyone hears, as per the spell, a loud. This entire room starts to shake a bit as Ego releases this energy that just echoes. I would say, like Una and Videl just quickly have to wince. Sai, even from whatever area you're in, you hear a loud bang. Muffled, but you hear it.
I tried.
You still have some movement and a bonus action if you wish to do something.
Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah, I'm gonna use. I'm gonna do my bardic inspiration, and I'm gonna give that to. I think I'm gonna give it to Una.
Okay.
And just be like, well, maybe you can find us a way out of here. And bonus action, give bardic inspiration to Una, and then I'm just gonna. I guess I'm gonna move. I'm gonna risk the. The hit here. I'm gonna try to kind of move up past kind of. You know what? No, I'm gonna move. I'm just gonna stay exactly where I'm at. Ego's gonna stay where he's at.
Sounds good. Sai, what would you like to do?
Yeah, so I'm going to. I'm gonna hiss at him, and I'm gonna use my bonus action to misty step up to that pile of coins to the north of us.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to collect said coins.
Stick it to
All
the
right.
job.
Go ahead and mark that you have 25 coins now in your additional. And you still have movement.
Yep, I'm going to now move my 30 feet to kind of the opposite side of the brazier from the mirror version.
All right.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Can I get to there?
You definitely can.
Yeah, so I'm going to go there and then just kind of keep an eye on him like, you're not going to get me.
His eyes are just he trails you as you quickly and immediately you land knees down onto the gold. You start to scoop as much as you can and you look at him and in that instant you book it to the opposite side of the brazier.
Yeah, perfect.
All right. Good move. Videl, you're up.
I have a question. So is that brazier doing anything in this room?
In the brazier?
Yeah.
Still lighting.
It's just lit.
Yeah.
And I don't think we said if there was any writing or anything on it, right?
I cannot hear you.
We didn't say there was any writing or anything on it?
There was I'll say that you can definitely have maybe slightly mentioned that there was some sort of enchantment just to keep the light on though. There's also the door in front of you.
Yeah, I think she's just gonna keep hauling ass to the door.
All right. Do you use your action to disengage?
Yeah.
Okay. You can literally get up to the door.
Yeah.
Just roll me a general perception check.
Okay. I'm moving on that too much. 12.
12. You quickly get to the door, try to open it. It is a false door. As it doesn't even move, it's almost like hitting like a wall.
Go ahead.
You do notice one thing, is that there is what looks like to be some sort of etching onto this metallic door. Almost like the crease of what this door should have been is wavy at one particular point, and you see what looks like to be like stick figure jumping halfway through.
Oh, so like a drawing kind of. But you said there's writing too?
No, that was the what was drawn on it.
Oh shit. She's gonna yell back, I think we gotta jump through the friggin' mirror. This isn't an actual door.
You like and you see this and you're like, oh fuck.
But she yells all that, and that ends her turn.
Alright. Everyone hears Videl yell that. It is now mirror Videl. 5, 10, 15.
Like, she's a real pain in my ass.
Is a 13 hit?
Miss.
Miss. Ah, another swipe does not make a connection there. Una, you're up.
Right. I'm like, oh, let's just go, and I'm just gonna like book it into the mirror over here.
Okay. Are you gonna go to the left or the right? Okay, you're gonna go into the right.
Yeah.
You appear 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You have 5 feet extra movement, but you appear here. You are somewhere different on the map. You can scroll around, you'll be able to see it.
Okay. Okay. And I think I'm just gonna like stay here and just kind of like wait to see where everyone else is gonna come in.
All right. After you, it is Mir Una. She is going to see you do that. 5, 10, 15. And appear right next to you. I'll say at this point, Sai, actually when we get to your turn, you'll have something you can do. But she's going to take a swipe at you, Una. That is going to hit with an 8 to hit.
Just a hit.
Man, I'm rolling horrible right now.
That's okay.
Ego, another attempt to attack on you from Mirrored Ego.
Okay.
Oh, I hope that hits. 18?
That does hit.
7 points of slashing damage as it presses against your face again.
Ooh. That one hurt.
And Mirrored Sai. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And that's as far as it can go. Yeah. It does not have the capability of dashing, unfortunately. Ego,
Yeah, that's disappointing.
Ego, it is your turn.
Ego is going to, with a flourish of his hat, he's going to say, "It has been fun. It has been real, but it has not been, well, real fun." I didn't really do that correctly, but either way, and he kind of like takes a, I think he's going to do a, kind of like a, just kind of a back handspring through the mirror behind him.
All right, you bumble a little bit through the last lines, and it bumbles with you, just sort of mirroring your entire your vocal, and just you.
Common's not Ego's first language, so.
Yeah, you disengage. I'm assuming, or do you want to take the attack of opportunity?
No, absolutely. I'll take the I'll do the disengage and then use my movement to move backwards.
You are right here, and you have about 15 feet extra movement.
Okay, just moving towards the door, the other end of the room.
Okay, so that's, now we can say 5, 10, 15. You are rushing it. You are now within this sort of weird altered verse. You can see coins scattered across the ground. Let's see here. After you, Ego, it is Sai. Sai, now it's on your turn. I want you to just roll me a perception check.
5.
5. Continue on with your turn.
Okay, good, great. How much coin is the floor like covered?
There's like small piles of coin here and there. You get a sense that there's a good sizable if you were to collect them all.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna move to the. Were you gonna ask if I? I mean, on the map I can see a giant chest. Can I see that in the room?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Oh man. I'm going to go. This is a tough one. I'm going to move to the next pile of gold that's close.
Sure.
No, I'm gonna move back up. I'm gonna move back up to that one lonely coin. Noticing that Mirror Sai is coming around that way, I'm gonna go back up the other way, even though it's a smaller pile of gold. I don't feel like getting in a fight. I'm gonna grab that.
You collect
so
10 gold.
Okay, and then I'd like to move the rest of my movement.
So
I think you
5,
moved
10,
Mirror
15,
Ego
20.
into there, by the way.
You have 30 feet normally, right?
Yeah, so I'll move right up beside the brazier here.
Got it.
I think you moved. Is that Mirror Ego that's in there, or is that normal Ego?
That's normal ego.
Okay. Yeah. So that's it. So an extra 10 gold.
Someone's getting paid today. Someone's actually doing the job.
I'm gonna keep making Mirror Side chase me back and forth around this brazier.
Sounds like
Nice.
a plan.
Yeah.
After you, Sai, it is Videl. You're up.
I'm gonna run into the mirror, but I don't know if I can get there if I disengage and...
I don't think you can get there if you disengage. Maybe 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You'd be 10 feet away. If you do dash, you can
That's
run
fine.
through.
I'll take the opportunity attack.
Okay, we'll say that you, at this particular point, you're right about here. You have, you run through the mirror, passing Una, and you have about 10 feet left of movement. It will take an opportunity attack with a natural 20.
It's...
Oh,
You take 14 points of damage,
Okay.
and it slices against where you're not armored next to the back of your neck. You feel a bit of the warmth starting to trail down your back.
She just wipes it off.
But you have 10 feet extra where you currently are as you are dashing.
She will get to these coins, right?
Oh, those are taken.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Sai took those.
That's fine. She'll still sit there.
Okay.
She'll be next to Ego.
All
Like,
right.
girl, what are you doing?
After you, Videl, it is now mirrored Videl. She is incapable of dashing. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You don't know what she's doing. She's in the opposite end. Una, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and try to book it for the door. As far as I can go.
Okay. I think Una, if you already spent one turn inside this sort of mirrored verse, make me a perception check before you go forward.
17.
17. You notice that the mirrored clones of you, as well as Sai, are almost like becoming a bit crusted and chromish as they're currently in this space. Almost brittle.
Interesting. All right. Yeah, because I'm going to go as far as I can go over here. But I'm going to kind of like use the wall to kind of like go
Sure,
around
sure.
with the wall.
All right.
Keep an eye on everything.
Are you going to disengage or you would like to save your action?
I'm going to disengage.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You can pretty much go right about here, around the corner. It's still going to take an opportunity attack on you because you were within 5 feet. But I doubt that's going to hit with a 6.
Yes!
It's its turn now. Unfortunately, Videl is an enemy and it can't go past it without an athletics check. It's going to attempt it. 5, 10. Videl, do you want to stop Mirrored Una or do you want to keep it, let it go, make it go past?
I will attempt to hit her.
Oh, you're going to attempt to, you're going to let it go past and hit her.
Mm-hmm.
Make me an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
would Ego get one as well? Because it's moving within 5 feet.
Oh, it is. You can make an attack of opportunity as well.
24.
How much?
24.
24, yeah, that hits. Jesus.
Is that... Oh, well, D8. Okay. 'Cause
I did not roll that high. 12 for Ego.
12 hits.
11 points of damage.
11 points of damage, and Ego, what do you do? How much damage do you do?
That is 10 damage.
So, yeah, over 20 points of damage as you both see the sort of mirrored white, now being sort of brittled, crusted version of Una. You both take swipes, and it splits into half, turning into numerous small bits of mirrored, like rusted over, landing on the ground like rain. It is gone.
I'm just watching like...
And it actually it lands in front of you, Una, and smashes to the ground, moving past you. You just saw like your own self die in front of you.
Now that's more like it.
Do we see weird Sai in there too?
Mirror Sai is still there. He's currently locked eyes with your Sai.
Sai, you better kill yourself. Like quickly so we can get this over with.
5, 10, 15, 20,
I know what you're trying to say, but I don't like how you worded it.
25, 30. Mirrored Ego rushes through the mirror itself. Mirrored Sai. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I can just get to you, Sai. Let's make an attack. Does a 16 hit?
2 dice.
16
Yes.
does hit. You take 8 points of slashing damage.
Bastard.
Yeah. It is now Ego's turn.
All right, Ego. I think Ego is trusting that Una is going to be able to check out the door, and he doesn't like that there's someone else that's kind of copying his style currently. So he's going to move towards Mirrored Ego and make an attack.
Got it. Make me an attack roll.
12 plus 7, 19.
That hits. Roll me damage.
7 plus 6, 13 with the rapier.
You smash through it, almost now cutting through actual glass. Like, instead of this sort of magical BS that you ran across while using Shatter, this mirrored version you feel solid, as opposed to the last hit you made, and it cracks it and it shatters into a million pieces.
There we go.
So Mirrored Una and Mirrored Ego are gone. After you, Ego, it is now Sai.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna have to disengage, aren't I?
I mean, that's up to if you'd like to move away from it without getting an opportunity attack.
Yeah. I'm gonna disengage, and I'm gonna keep running around. So like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to there.
I've also mentioned that you do have a Tabaxi ability that doubles your speed, so if you want, you can use that and move another 30 feet.
Yeah, I don't want to use that yet.
Got it. Not to worry. After that, Silas, you have a bonus action.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of options. I'm actually not. I'm happy with that.
Got it. Sounds good.
But I am going to gesture towards other side, like go fight those guys.
Mirrored Videl, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Is going to make an attack on you, Videl. Does a 12 hit? I assume not. Okay. After... Oh, my apologies, Videl. You're supposed to go first. Regardless, we'll say now we catch up to the normal thing. Got myself mixed up. It is your turn.
I will repay the favor. I'm trying to hit her. 19.
19. That hits. Roll me damage.
9 points.
9 points. It is still standing. It is cracked. It is not looking good. But you have a second attack. Since you are a level 5 fighter.
And I do. I don't think that one hits. That's an 11.
That does not hit. Nope. Unfortunately not. You take the first attack. You do hit Saul, and you actually see like a bunch of veins from the crack. Like almost like an actual shattered mirror that hasn't fallen over yet. And it's currently looking very tough. And you make a second attack, and it barely dodges out of the way as it just goes across.
She's slightly impressed.
Una, you're up.
Okay, I'm just gonna book it for that door.
You book for the door. It only takes you 5 feet to get to right next to the door. It is open. You push it open, and it leads into another hallway.
All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and just try to go through that hallway.
Una is gone. We'll say that right now. She is waiting for you guys at the hallway, making as much distance as you can. At this particular point, we'll say that you're safe.
Hold on.
Mirror Sai now. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm going to do that cocked. Okay. I doubt that hits with an 11. Now, it takes a swipe. You're running it ragged, you know? It's definitely looking more like chromed up and more like rusted as it's currently spending more time in this space with you. Ego, you're up.
Okay, so the mirrored version of Videl is still up.
It's looking bad, but it's still up.
Okay, Ego's gonna move up behind it and just kind of give it the old what for. That's going to be 12 plus 7, 19 to hit.
19. It only had 1 HP left as you take a swipe at it, and it cracks and falls apart right in front of Videl. You've definitely shown a little bit more of your leadership in front of her as it crashes to the ground.
That she's not impressed with.
You, you can thank me later. Yeah, I think I kind of want to use my two-weapon fighting to whip out my hand crossbow and try to take a shot at Mirrored Sai.
Yeah, make me a shot. I believe you do have 2 attacks as a College of Swords.
Mm-hmm.
You've been trained in this, so you quickly pick a shot. Or actually, it's a crossbow. You take a shot.
Yeah, I think that after like kind of making eye contact with Videl, I just kind of and she kind of isn't impressed by it. Kind of gives a little sneer. Ego kind of does the same thing, curls his lip a little bit, and turns whips out his hand crossbow and turns back behind. And 11 plus 7, 18 for that hand crossbow attack.
That hits. Roll me damage for that crossbow.
Okay, it's only 1 damage because I don't get to add my my bonus to it. So
Sai, you see a bolt stick out of the this mirrored version of yourself, and you see small cracks, but it's still standing.
I turn to my party and say, "Finally, you're helping me. Finally."
Well,
better late than never.
You can definitely do something about that, Sai, as it is your turn.
No, I won't. I'm going to disengage and then move another 30 feet towards the chest.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You can essentially get like right about here if you wanted to.
Yeah, and I'll turn it again to the party and say, "Come on, help me!"
Fair.
And that's it.
Una, you were standing outside. Oh, sorry. After Sai is you, Videl.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna go try and hit the version of it.
You can definitely try.
I know. I mean, what does she have distance? She does have a light crossbow. So I just don't think I can get to him. She'll try and hit him with that.
With what?
Oh, the light crossbow.
Light crossbow. Go ahead and make a shot.
We're having a crossbow off. I love it.
15?
15 hits.
See, oh, that one's only empty. 6.
6. Another crossbow. So far it's taken 7 damage, and you see a larger, like, spider crack start to form from the other shoulder. It's still standing, but it is looking very bad.
Right.
You have a second attack because you are a fighter.
Yes, I'm going to take set attacks. Oh, I'm pretty sure that one hits. Dirty 20.
Oh, yeah.
5.
5. The last one, Ego hit the left, you hit the right, and with your second one, you quickly reload and take a shot. It hits the center, and Mirrored Sai is shattered and no more. You guys are out of initiative, and the combat is over.
Sai is going to run towards the chest. Is there a lock on the chest?
No, there's not.
Okay, I'm going to inspect it before I open it to see if there's any tripwires or anything.
Make me an investigation check.
8!
8. Doesn't look like it.
I'm gonna crack it open.
Crack it open. Make me... I'm kidding. No, you're fine. The chest opens. If you collect what you have or what's in front of you, essentially collected 2,000 gold.
Dang.
Is that everything that's in there?
That's everything
that
that's
as
in
much-
that chest.
Wow.
And I will say for brevity, if you take the time, and definitely Sai, you can take a moment to take it. I think there's like one... yeah, you're the closest to collect the gold that's here in the south, if you wish. Or if you want some of your partners to take it.
No, I'll
There-
direct them. Like, get the gold. I'll direct them to pick up the gold from the ground.
So we could say split between Ego and Videl, who are still in the room. Both of you take an equation of basically 80 gold each. So mark that down. You have 80 gold in your pocket. But this room looks empty now.
Una's through the freaking door. Alright.
And Una's like, I ain't gonna do that again.
I have a question. Do I have to be in initiative to use second wind to
No.
heal? Can I use it now?
You may. So that is 1d10 plus your fighter level, plus 5. So 1d10 plus 5.
9.
9. So you heal 14 points.
I would like to boldly run towards the mirror, like the side where we got pulled in, and see if I can jump through it and get back out.
You do. You quickly run and you are back at this white stone, normal flame. Everyone else sees this happen as you run through.
Well, he's gone again.
He's gone again.
I will go walk over and peek my head out to see what the heck Una's doing in the room by herself.
You poke your head out, Videl, and you see Sai standing like, it worked, I'm through.
Oh, was she looking for Una or?
I was looking
me?
for Una.
Oh, my apologies.
Yeah.
Una's standing at the doorway, waiting for you guys.
I'm like,
Una's the only one who remembers that there's still a statue slowly closing to lock you in.
I'm gonna look back at the mirror, and I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic.
Roll me a d20 and add your charisma modifier.
Oh, wasn't good. 6.
6. Does not. Go ahead and mark that spell off.
Yeah.
Alright.
Ego's gonna cast Healing Word on himself. He's hurting. I'm gonna do it at 3rd level.
Go for it. Go ahead, I believe that's 3d4? Or is it 4d4?
Yep, plus 3.
Got it.
3d4 plus 3.
So Sai, you're currently standing on the opposite end. The spell didn't take.
Can I poke my head through the other mirror?
You can. And you basically poke your head and you're kind of like standing here now. Or your head's through there.
Okay, I'm gonna take my head back out.
Take your head back out. You're back in the other spot.
What are you doing?
I'll poke my head back in.
let him.
You do it again. It's like a cat.
It's nothing. It's nothing. Yeah, I'll poke my head back out.
Okay.
I'm gonna start moving as fast as I can towards the entrance. Full movement, dash. Full movement plus dash plus feline ability to double my speed.
Ego, Videl, Una, roll me just an insight check as Sai was sort of poking his head in and out, in and out, in and out.
Huh. Natural 20.
Natural 20?
Yes. I don't know if she has a negative though. 21.
12 for Ego.
12. Una?
I got an 8.
8. Videl, Sai's being really shifty right now.
But he already ran past us.
But he's like poked it, he's like, don't worry about it. And you're like,
I just booked it.
what are you doing?
I'm
Sai,
technically-
you are making your way southwards, going as fast as you can.
Because I actually set up next to her.
Yeah, they're you guys are still in the mirror in mirror world, right?
Mm-hmm. So essentially
So
you're
that's
over.
like that's my 30 plus my dash plus feline agility. That should be at least 90 feet.
Sai, you've already made it. You've made it now to the entrance of where that grid pattern was.
Grid pattern. Was that with the arrows to where
That's where
Una
you had to
fell a few
climb.
times?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll give everybody a moment
Sure.
before I continue.
I think he is leaving us.
Yeah. But question
Also,
is, like,
as Ego...
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying, as Ego healed himself for 12 points, he like very like lightly under his breath, which if anyone wants to try to do a perception to hear it, he was like, "Don't worry, they still respect you." And as he healed himself for 12 points.
But Sai's leaving.
And we didn't see anything when I peeked in the room, right, with her?
Is a hallway that leads into what looks like to be a grander room, circular in nature, much like or like oval in nature, with a golden statue.
Question is, do we explore or do we go fix our problem?
Oh.
I don't know if we can even catch him at this point. He's got that feline range.
Well, he's probably gonna take all our shit and the horses, just so you know.
I mean, but is that a gold statue over there?
I might be able to break that apart into smaller chunks.
So, Sai, we're going to put you in a pause real quick. I'll let you, and you can interject you if you decide to do something. So what's going to happen right now is as you guys enter in the next room, you are standing in what looks like to be an oval-shaped space, sort of octagonal, I should say, actually, because it's like longer than what it is. Immediately, no need for perception. This is what you see. You see a large octagonal room with numerous casket slots that line the walls, some of them already filled with dark brown burgundy red coffins. Every step echoes as you are greeted with a large golden statue, the same man that you saw before. However, this one is just adorned with solid gold, and on the head of the statue is a black crown. However, beyond that, what is more eye-catching is that there is a alcove that is broken in, and you see white marble floors with just chests upon chests, gold splayed out, gems, priceless artifacts.
Never
You think
mind.
this is the mother lode that you were hoping for?
We leave him. That's what I vote.
Less of a cut.
I vote the same. Don't worry. Arthur will have his revenge on him, I'm sure.
Sai, as you are currently contemplating looking at the grid pattern ahead of you, what are your thoughts?
What are my thoughts or his thoughts?
Or his thoughts?
He's gonna keep going. I'm gonna try to scamper up and monkey bar across.
Make me an athletics or acrobatics check.
A dirty 20.
Dirty
on my
20.
athletics. Oh, sorry, acrobatics.
Acrobatics, not a problem. You, especially with your 20 feet of movement, grab onto the handlebars now, and now you need to make me either an athletics or acrobatics check once more to make it across.
Yep. Another dirty 20.
Not a problem. Swinging through. You are a feline individual who is very adept to climbing, clawing, and making yourself mobile. You jump, land on the opposite end. You look back quickly to see if you're being followed, and you don't hear any footsteps.
Yeah, I have a bag of sand in my inventory. It's not a big one. I'm gonna chuck that and whatever loose rocks I can onto the pathway to try to make it close.
Dick.
Pathway. Oh, okay. So you're
Although I
you're
couldn't
going back
figure.
up the spiral staircase where the statue is currently.
No, so the one that I just came through,
Yeah,
when Una fell, it started to close.
I see.
So I want to chuck a bunch of weight into there to try to make it close.
You throw this heavy weighted bag and it lands. You see two spikes shoot outwards, and as the pressure is still there, finally the room.
Yeah,
Can we hear
and
anything?
I will continue.
Can we hear it close?
Near a few rooms beyond, you hear like a bit of rumbling. It's just very hard to discern what's actually happening. Masai, you start to go upwards, and we'll put you on a pause since we're doing this now.
I'm gonna assume that he just fucked us over and that was the sound I just heard. Shall we?
All right. Well, you are accompanied by just a plethora of gold. If taken the time, especially making use of that bag of holding, you can collect what seems to be 200,000 gold.
Oh, shit.
Whew.
And Ego and everyone else, make me a perception check just to look around the room. What else is there?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm curious about that statue quite a lot. Ego would want to walk over there after collecting.
Actually, I gotta make a mention here.
That was gonna be a 2, but I rolled another natural 20.
So
Makes up for all the ones.
I will say that it is getting a bit difficult to hold things. With the use of the bag of holding, it would have been fine for you guys to hold essentially like 50,000 gold each. However, you're missing a member, so you can't take the full 200,000. You can't carry that last 50,000.
How tall is the room?
So each of you mark that you have 50,000 in your bags right now, but you can't get the last 50. And Igor,
Okay,
what did
there's
you
just
roll?
a bag of 50.
You have a bag of 50. What did you roll for?
Yeah, it's only a 9, unfortunately.
I mean, other than the statue and that crown, something seems odd on that one, but other than that, that's about it.
Got a natural 20 plus 1.
Natural 20? That crown has some gems in it.
That's kind of haunted though, so I don't know.
Yeah, Ego would want to walk up to the statue and inspect it. Does it seem like, how tall is the statue, and like, does it seem like it's solid gold?
Roll me an investigation check.
Oh yeah, how tall is the ceiling in here?
Oh, the ceiling, it's about 25 feet.
Alright, I fit just fine.
And what'd you roll, Ego?
9 plus 1, 10.
10. You can't tell if it's solid gold. It's hard to tell. It's definitely heavy. It's almost like it's bolted to the floor. But the entire statue itself, in terms of size, is about 7 feet tall.
Okay. I think Ego's gonna look over at everyone and go, well, let's try this again. And with his hand on it, he's gonna cast Shatter.
Okay. So cast the spell. You hear another loud boom as the thing echoes. You see small cracks starting to form onto the statue shelf, almost like it wasn't fully solid gold, but it was like a shell. Everyone roll me a perception.
I rolled max damage on that too. Got an 18. Got
Then
18.
that's going to change things. I need everyone just to roll me a perception check to see what happens as Ego releases this shatter spell.
Yep,
That's crazy. I rolled 3 6s.
it's fitty. 8.
8.
Got a 4.
4. Ego.
Perception. That is 17.
17. The thing shatters. And it's almost like removing a layer as a gaunt-looking individual within this golden statue, the crown now landing onto his head, falling to the floor, not fully landing correctly. And looks towards you. This individual, skin pulled back, or you could see a bit of the jawline and teeth. Let's see if I can get a clear thing to get some.
Maximilian, I presume.
You see bulbous eyes from the skeletal vestige, what looks like to be like a hood, red hood that leads to a point. Bits of like drool and saliva start to. And you see long fangs. Roll me initiative. And I'm going to put you on a map as Maximilian is freed. As the Golden King has been let loose from his shell.
Well, don't fuck that one up though.
And Sai, you are not here.
Hopefully, he took a little bit of damage though, just a wee bit.
I was gonna take the crown, but I was like, no, that was a
You
good
did
idea.
18 points of damage in total?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be lessened because he was sort of shelled, but he will take a good portion of damage. As for you, Sai, we're going to put you just here on the main map here. Hanging out. Hanging out. Having yourself a party.
Yeah, the staircase that descended. There'd be like a big drop in the center.
Yes.
At this point. Okay, Sai is just gonna tie the stuff that he got onto his horse, and wait at the top of the stairs.
Okay. So right now, Sai, you've noticed that the statue is still turning. It is about halfway till it's almost finished.
Okay.
So I hate to do this to you, but we're gonna go into initiative without you. If you're
Yeah,
okay.
that's. Oh yeah.
Not a problem. I'll let you say that if it comes to a point where the initiative is over and things happen, we will definitely say you could prep something, you can prepare for something, and we'll make it that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and change the music here. The ground starts to shake as it's released, and unnoticed as it was currently in the same position, instead of holding a wand, it was holding what looked like to be a vial. It drops, and the entire ground starts to shake and rumble and start to give off this strange reddish glow. You can now see the ground doing the bow effect. I'm going to go ahead and change it to view here. Everyone roll me initiative.
I rolled.
You rolled it? Alright, so Ego, what did you roll?
16 plus 5, 21.
Ooh boy, 21 for Ego. Vidal.
10.
10 for Vidal. Una.
2.
2! Oh boy, well Ego, let's say that you were the first to see it, so much like a leader that you are right here, especially since you cast the spell. It is your turn.
This is fitting. He broke it.
I broke it. I'm gonna try to fix it. Okay, Ego is going to turn and look at Maximilian after already kind of like having addressed him, and just goes, "You know, I think I'd look much better in that crown. Why don't you give it to me?" And he's gonna cast Suggestion.
All right. It needs to make what kind of save?
Wisdom saving throw.
Natural 1. On its turn, it'll do
Okay.
something.
Awesome. I think that pretty much does it. I don't think Ego's going to attack, but he's definitely going to move away.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna move. Well. Yeah. So how? I mean, I guess Ego would have been right up against it because he had his hand up against it. So I think he would just move back, maybe to the maybe like give it 5-foot gap back.
Okay. So you're like standing right about here because you would be up against it. Now you move back this way.
Yeah.
All
Absolutely.
right. It is now Maximilian's turn. He's going to. Well, first of all, it's a quick reaction. Basically, kick the crown, since it's still on the floor, starts to slide and land at your feet. That was its action. That's what it was commanded to do, and it didn't. And you see it go. And it definitely has you in its sights. But Vidal, you were up.
I'm just gonna turn to Una and tell her flank. And so I'm gonna use a bonus action now so I can double my size.
Okay, another tracing of the ruins start to grow into your 10-foot size. And now I can actually do this in map.
You make her big.
Make her big.
I love
Jesus
doing that.
Christ.
It's so much fun.
You know what I'm going to do for you, Sai? Since I want you to at least witness what's happening, I'm going to put you in here so you have a full view. You're not actually here. You'll stand next to Maximilian, but...
Yeah, thank you.
We always make that joke because of Resident Evil and like the new big bad evil girl. I was like, oh, that's a big bitch.
Yeah. Well, Vidal just became the big bitch right now. You have your movement and an action.
It's always just hard to do movement with this.
Pretend Sai's not here.
Yeah. I was like, what the hell are you doing here? She's gonna get about here. She's like cautiously going around. And she will hold the 2 attacks with her sword.
You cannot hold 2 attacks.
I can't?
Nope. It is a reaction to a single attack.
Okay. Well, then she will hold the 1 if it comes within distance of her.
All right. If it comes within 5 feet of you, 5 feet of you,
Yeah.
you will use your reaction to attack.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. All right. Well, Una, you're up. You got told by your superior to go flank, but you don't have to.
All right. All right, since I'm here for a good time, not a long time, I'm gonna go ahead and run towards and rage.
All right. Bonus action to rage.
Okay. With my... Okay, so DC plus 7.
Oh, you're running straight to it.
Yeah, I'm like just
Okay.
straight, just
All right, you jump onto the platform and run towards Maximilian Blake, taking a strike. This 20 does hit. Go ahead and roll me attack. Roll me damage.
12.
12. Woo, boy. Yeah, solid strike. You cut through. It was looking at Ego, now it's turning its attention to you. You have a second attack.
I'm still raging, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to get him again.
All right, you have 2 attacks as part of your attack action. You've already used your bonus action to rage, so you can't make a third attack this round.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, okay.
So go ahead and make me one more attack.
Okay. 26.
Woo! Damn, yeah, make me another attack. More damage, please.
9.
9. Alright. Some solid hits. The first one. And it looks straight towards you and doesn't see the second swing at the backhand. Ego, it is your turn.
Okay. So the crown has not been. Nothing's happened with that.
It's at your feet right now.
Oh, it's at my feet. Okay, I completely missed that.
You asked him to give it to you. He's kicked it over to you.
Yep. Okay. Ego is going to, without touching it, just take one of the bags and basically grab it and drop it into the bottom of the sack.
Go ahead and mark that you have Blake's crown. The Golden King's crown.
Okay. Well, I guess we need to finish this off. He's going to cast Fairy Fire on Maximilian.
Ooh, I think it needs to make Wisdom save, correct me if I'm wrong, or a con save?
Yep, Wisdom saving throw. Oh, I'm sorry. Fairy Fire is a Dex saving throw.
Okay, that would be a 14.
Meets it beats.
Oof. Sorry, buddy.
It's all good. With that, I think he's just going to... I mean, they're already attacking him. I think he's going to use his bonus action then to pull out that hand crossbow and take a shot.
Okay.
Not going to hit. That's a 10.
Unfortunately, no. It goes wide.
Maybe, it looks like you may have it under control.
Well, it is Maximilian Blake. I say, Una, since you're the closest one to see this, you start to see some of the wounds that you've caused start to slowly stitch themselves back together.
Ooh.
Very slowly. You still did some massive damage where it is, like, hurting, but it does heal a bit. Let's see, that would be...
That's not good.
Got it. It is going to look towards you, and it's going to try to reach for your shoulder and stick some claws directly into your flesh. Ooh, no, unfortunately, I don't think that's going to hit. That is going to be a 9 to hit.
Yeah.
Its other attack, it's going to open its jaw, and you see almost like a snake. And you see these giant fangs start to elongate, and it's going to try to bite at your neck. That is going to hit. 25.
To clear the
That
teeth.
definitely hits. Oh my god damn.
You take 7 points of damage, however, reduced to half, so you take 3.
Okay.
In addition to that, you take 5 points of necrotic damage, which is not halved.
Okay.
And he heals 1 point from drinking a little bit of your blood. And that is the end of his
is
turn.
that all?
Videl, unfortunately, he did not attack you, so your reaction's gone, or
That's
at least
fine.
you weren't able to use it. So it is your turn.
Alright. She's gonna get up right here. Good. Why not?
Okay, yeah, overshadowing a lot of the combatants here on the floor.
And if I hit, I get an extra d6 because she's...
You're gonna use your fire ruin.
No.
No? Oh,
It's
yeah, that's
because
right.
I'm huge.
That's correct. That's right.
That's why.
All right, go ahead.
I don't think that's gonna hit. That's an 8.
8 does not connect, unfortunately. But you have a second attack.
18.
18 does connect. Go ahead and roll me damage.
D6 and a D8 plus something. That's not that great. So 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. Got it. Yeah. This giant... What do you wield?
Sword.
Sword.
Great sword.
It's even grown with you as you bring it down. Oh, great sword. Yeah, it's even more big now.
Oh, no, not great sword. Long sword. Sorry.
Long sword. Bring it down, slices into like the skeletal body of Maximilian as he still is dripping a bit of the blood and from Una that he's drunk, and as well as a bit of the saliva, just starving, looking at you as he takes the damage. Looking at you like a big meal.
Looking up.
Plenty of blood in this one.
Alright, it's my turn.
Una, you're up.
Okay, I'm still raging because he attacked me, right?
Yes. And because you also did attack. So now you can do attack, bonus action attack if you wish.
Oh, I will. Okay. 12.
12 does not hit.
Okay.
That's number one.
Okay. 22.
22 does connect. Ego's like, I'm so happy I have these front fighters.
Yeah.
15.
15 points. Woo! Boy. Yeah, solid hit.
Alright, and I got one more, right?
You do. Yeah, one more.
Aha. Alright. 14.
That does not connect.
A little too confident.
A little too common. You take the first swing. Videl, you're definitely seeing a bit of like the noobish instinct, like just this is just pure raw energy and not trained at all. And she takes the first swing, missing. She takes the second one, it does connect. And you're like, all right, good. She misses the third, and you're like, come on, newbie.
So embarrassing. We get fired.
You mean we?
Ego, you're up. By the way, I'm really sorry, David. I didn't mean. It's working out though.
No, this is perfect for Sai, and he's happy to wait for them.
Sounds good. Ego, you're up.
Ego is looking back and forth, kind of at the door for a second, and then looking back at the basically the two that are fighting Maximilian, kind of essentially giving them an opportunity to leave. And I think that like he looks back and forth for a second, and then like seeing all the gold that they have with them, I think he's kind of outweighs it. But there was a second of hesitation whether or not he was going to leave, and then I think he runs up and is going to start using his rapier to do some hits on our friend Maximilian.
Sure. Roll me attack.
That's not gonna hit. That's a 10 total.
No, unfortunately, I'm sorry. You take a first swing, kind of jumping onto the platform here, kind of stumbling a bit. Unfortunately, that takes your first swing.
I think he's gonna grab a dagger out of the side of his belt and is gonna go for that second backhand attack.
Go for it.
19 plus 7 for that one.
Woo! Roll me damage. That definitely does
All
work.
right. I believe that's just a D4, which is not going to be that exciting. Yep, that's a 1. So.
Oof. Well, damage is damage, so you do some of that. Once again, as it becomes Maximilian's turn, his wounds start to close slightly. It's gonna make a claw attack against Ego. No, against Una because she's been causing the most amount of damage. And he's going to make a bite attack against Videl because she looks like a giant snack that he wants to eat. Una, that will be a dirty 20 to hit.
Yeah, that definitely is.
And for you, Videl, that would be a 17 to hit. Miss. She is armored up.
Baby girl.
I was gonna say that'd be a spicy bite.
She's just like this, like holding, finger to the head like a child.
You take 7 points of damage. Una, reduced to half, so you take 3.
Okay.
Slashing damage. So this vampiric individual scrapes across your chest. You definitely feel the blood starting to pool. But that is his turn. Videl, you're up.
2 hits. Hopefully. Better. 24.
That hits.
14 points damage.
Woo, boy.
Halloween dice is being nice to me. 18 plus 5, so 23.
23 does hit. Don't forget, you only add the Giant's Might extra dice once per the...
Okay.
per
And I
event.
won't take that from them. But that's still 8 points damage.
8 points of damage. Jeez. He's not looking good. He's still up, but he's definitely still standing. Seeing you still as, like, maybe now you're the heavy hitter and you're the one I want to take down.
You could try.
Any bonus actions? Or
or
any action surge or anything like that?
No.
No?
I'll hold it for now.
Got it. All right. Una, you're up.
Okay, so he attacked me again, right? So I can still rage?
Yeah.
Or has it been over a minute?
No, you're good. So essentially, whenever you make an attack or he attacks you, your rage stays.
Okay.
So you've been attacking every round. So regardless if he hits you or not, you're good.
Okay.
You are
All
still
right, let's
raging.
try this again. Okay. 13.
13 does not hit, unfortunately.
Okay, try this again. Now I'm just panicking and just
Yeah, you're
Trying to
panicking.
get anything.
This is all raw rage, a raw emotion.
12.
12 does not connect. You're even ego. You're like, this is bar room brawling that Una's doing, and this may work from where you're from, Una, when you were used to fight or something. It's just swinging wild, but unfortunately does not make
Haymakers
sense.
after haymakers.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Uppercut.
I mean,
It's not gonna
Vidal's
work.
confused with both of you. One with the dagger and then
Although, did I have one more action?
You do. You still have a bonus action. You can make one more attack.
All right, I'm good. I'm just going in.
The benefits of being a berserker, you can make 3.
24.
24 hits. Roll me damage.
Oh, thank God. $16.
16 points of damage. My God.
It was just lucky. I was like, ah!
Oh, Una, how do you want to do this?
Oh, just like, I don't know. Just go crazy, and then I don't know. Just keep going until he just like falls on the floor, and then kick him some more, and then be like, oh my God.
You missed
Go home.
you missed the first 2, and it dodges it, and it's almost getting like you can see like the crooked smile, the skeletal figure starting to go like, you're inexperienced, you're young. I'm going like this is where you, and it stops, and you're like no, and you use leverage to push the blade even further, and it cuts the face in half. You see bouts of your own blood that it drank start to curl down its chin, and it falls back.
Sweet.
Ego. You're good. You guys are good. I'll keep initiative just
Yeah.
for my own sake here, because I want to... Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, I think Ego would look down at the half of the skull that's like there on the ground and kind of move it over with his toe a little bit, and just
Yeah.
kind of whispers, "Thanks for the crown,"
Ugh.
and just kind of kicks it over a little bit, and I think kind of looks over at everyone and is like, "Well, what do you think? Should we get the hell out of here or what?"
and we
But
can't.
let's go.
Vidal?
Can I? Yeah. I was gonna ask if I can still like carry more in this form.
You are considered large. I think you can carry more, but it only lasts a minute, don't forget.
Run up the fucking stairs.
I will say this, you know as well as I do that
Yeah.
your giant form will not last you to get this bag up unfortunately.
Okay.
You can
You
carry
get
it.
farther in though.
Yeah, essentially.
I think I would carry it until I couldn't carry it anymore.
Got it. If you expend all use, how much more uses do you have of your giant's form?
It's been all uses.
No,
I have one more.
You have
after
one
this.
more? If you use the remaining of your time here and one more, you can bring it down to the very entrance of the mirror room.
I feel like that's still not
Oh wait, no, you guys are connected. You can bring it through the mirror, and it can stop there. It's only a minute, and you have to collect it and grab it and go.
I think she's just gonna use this shape right now.
Okay.
I feel like that's not gonna be further enough.
the way you look at it anyway, that's Sai's share, so we are the ones who will be splitting the rest of this, I think.
All right. Well, Una, anything you'd like to do?
I'm just kind of like looking for a way out. Just picking up as gold as I can, my bags.
All right.
Try to get out of here.
Well,
I'll do something when we leave the room.
sure. So you guys, we'll say that you guys get to the mirrored room, walk through the mirrors, and appear at that same white stone room that you've seen before. Still, no sign of Sai at all.
We're all just pissed.
Yeah.
We're over it.
You're at that point where the first initial room you went into, where the mirrors were, you would have to walk down southwards to go up that ramp to get to where that grid room is.
Okay.
I'm going to be giving Sai quite a bad review on Crimes List.
Well, I'm going to continue doing this. As you continue going forward, you get to that point where the light stops, you kind of get to that dim space, and then you're still going through that hallway going southwards. It's sort of pitch black. And then you continue forward, and you do see...
Can I do something in the dim space? I like how the cat scared you.
Buddy, you gotta go.
He's just like, I'm gonna get in somebody's lap one way or another.
By the way, we have a little thing here on the channel that if used coins, they can give people bonuses. So Una, you have a +1 to your next roll.
Woo!
I mean, her dice didn't like her, but she got the freaking final hit, so at least there's like...
So,
I can't believe it.
you guys, I will say, if you want to do something in the dim space, you can.
I'm gonna activate my fire rune.
Okay, you activate your fire rune. Your blade, your longsword starts to glow with this small, smoldering light, maybe to cause some illumination.
I don't even know if this is gonna work, but alright. And she will use her last giant smite,
You grow into the space.
and she will use second wind on this attack.
You mean action surge.
Action surge on this attack. Haven't been a fighter for a long.
Make me an attack roll.
Okay. I like how the DM knows what I'm doing. And she gets the d6 if she hits, right?
Yes.
19.
19? Oh, come on, buddy.
19, and I gotta figure out what this
gotta go.
rune does.
Ego,
D6.
from behind, you get struck by this burning blade from a gigantic grown Videl. Roll me damage.
How do I do this with the rune? So, do I add the 2d6?
So first roll your normal attack
Okay.
with your giant's form.
Okay. So that's...
Sorry, would you want me to roll?
Oh, not you.
Not you. That's 15.
15 just with your normal.
Normal.
Now add 2d6 as you're activating your fire rune.
6.
So
21 points.
21
damage.
points of damage to you, Ego.
That's one attack.
Oh man. Yeah. I mean, yeah. It does. It do.
Una, you see as you're basically your teacher at this particular point attacked your leader.
Oh, I'll tell her I'm only splitting this.
And
Two
you have
ways.
a second attack because you're a fighter. You don't add any more of that damage.
I don't add the... Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
It is just normal attacks at this point.
Ooh. I don't think that hits 17.
17? Does 17 hit you, Ego?
It unfortunately does.
Roll me damage, just normal standard damage.
7 plus 4, 11 points.
11 points of damage to Ego.
Yeah, Ego is down.
And with Action Surge and the last two final blows, Ego, you are considered dead. Videl, how do you do this?
I didn't have anything planned if I succeeded.
I'm like, yeah.
She will just walk up and she was just like, nothing personal. I just never reported to anybody that well. And then just right through his heart.
You get slashed once, you turn around, slashed again, you go down, and you can barely feel consciousness as you're currently bleeding out, this like large burn across your back. And as you look up, you feel the first stab into your stomach, you're like, and she releases the blade with the last Action Surge, because it gives you 2 extra attacks, through your heart, What's the last thing you'd like to say or do? As you're currently laying?
Probably not kind words.
Can I cast a spell as I'm going out?
Unfortunately not.
No worries.
I'm giving you a death cry at this point.
I never liked you anyway.
There you go. Una, what is going through your mind right now as you just saw a flurry of blows coming from Videl towards your leader?
I mean, I told her I'm only splitting it 2 ways. It's her and I.
I'm like, you know what? We're going to split it my way, and I'm gonna go ahead and attack her on rage.
You're raging right now. Go ahead and make me 2 attacks.
I still have 1 more rune left.
17?
Miss.
Oh, plus my 1, so 18.
18 does hit.
18 hits. You do hit. Roll me damage.
Is mine still huge?
You're still huge.
Okay.
You're an easier target at this point.
17!
A 10? What is the total damage?
17. Yeah.
17 damage.
17, yeah.
Okay.
You have a second attack. I can see David in the back going,
What the fuck? Nobody's coming out of there.
I'm just waiting for my friends to come back.
Okay. Last
maybe your
attack.
friend.
25! Oh, thank God, it's better now.
25, I'm sure that
Yeah, that
hits.
hits.
Go ahead and roll damage.
All right, here we go.
Videl, you have a -1 to your next save.
Okay.
Wow.
Dude's chat. 12 points of damage additional.
Okay. I have a question about the cloud rune. Can I do that on myself?
What does it say?
Hold on, I was marking damage.
You gotta read your feats. I don't know your stuff.
No, I know. Yeah, because I'm talking about the creature you can see within 30 feet of you is hit by an attack roll. You can use your reaction to invoke a rune and choose a different creature, but I don't know if this works with one-on-one combat.
I would say that wouldn't work in this particular circumstance because she can't attack someone else. The way that Cloud Rune works, especially for Cloud Giants, is they cast sort of like this illusionary effect when you're not sure you're hitting.
Okay.
It wouldn't work since there's no other upped creatures, just you and her.
Okay. Yeah, she's still
So
up.
did you take the extra 12?
Yeah.
All right. Videl, you just got struck twice by this barbarian rage.
I guess I'm gonna hit.
Okay. You have used up your action surge,
Yeah.
your second wind, and you have 1 rune left, but
23.
23, does that hit, Una? Okay.
8 points of damage.
8 points of damage reduced to half, you take 4 points.
Second hit. 19 plus 5, so 24.
24, that does hit for Una, yeah.
9 points of damage.
9 points of damage reduced to half, you take 4 points of damage. Una, if you'd like to retaliate.
Yes, and I'm still raging.
You're still raging?
So I'm gonna
You
still
can do
raging. So I'm mad now. So okay, here we go. 13.
Miss.
No. Too emotional.
Oh, you do have Bardic Inspiration still.
You still have Bardic
Yeah.
Inspiration. That's a D8 if you'd like to roll
Okay.
it.
Okay.
You never used it.
Ego from beyond the grave.
Yeah.
We're all gonna be in graves in here except for Sai, maybe. But he can't carry all that crap by
Grass.
himself.
So you add a D8 to whatever you just rolled, so the 13 plus 1.
20.
20,
It's-
that does hit. So that was your first attack. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. All right. 5.
So take 5 points of damage.
Okay.
Videl.
I'm up.
Una, you have 2 more attacks as you are
Okay.
down. Oh, and by the way, you do have a point of exhaustion, but that doesn't really affect you in this particular circumstance since you are a berserk barbarian. After your rage ends, you take a point of exhaustion.
Okay.
Yeah.
18.
Just hits.
Just hits.
Yeet. 11.
You take 11 points of damage, Videl.
Okay.
And you have 1 more attack, Una.
You so rich. 15.
Miss.
That does not hit. It is a back and forth with a barbarian and a fighter, a large and enlarged fighter. So Videl, if you'd like to do something at this point, you can continue attacking, run, something, I don't know.
She's thinking of something, but I don't know what it does. That's the problem.
I don't know what that means.
She's thinking of putting that nice crown on her head.
It's currently in the bag that Ego is holding, which is currently on the ground.
Yeah, I know. That's why.
Dead clutches.
That's why I was just like, I don't know if it does anything or what
You
it
could
does.
try it.
It's like, do I want to hit or do I want to try it? If she dies, she dies. She's gonna go for the crown.
It's not further than 5 feet, so Una, you unfortunately do not get an attack of opportunity. But however, Videl quickly ducks, reaches outwards with her giant hand.
Oh my gosh, she's not that far away.
She grabs like a handful of gold that starts to trickle down out of her palm, and a crown. And due to your ability, it grows in size as you hold into it, putting it on your head. Videl, you are considered right now an undead.
That's great.
In addition to that, as a bonus action, you may make a bite attack
Okay.
as you start to grow fangs.
Can I do that now as a bonus?
I will say it was your action to do that, so you can make a bite as a bonus action.
What am I using as a modifier?
Just
the
roll me a
+5?
d20 and I'll let you know if... I think
okay.
you roll d20 and you add a 4 to it.
Okay.
So Una, what you see is this gigantic fire half-orc reach for a crown. It starts to grow due to her runic abilities, and she starts to go pale. Her normally gray skin turns like white, pale white, and her fangs start to
It's like, I
grow.
don't know what the fuck is
And
going
her
on.
eyes start to sink in, and there's almost like now a matic hunger upon her face.
60.
16 to 16 hit you.
Nope. Oh, yeah, it is. Sorry.
Roll
Yeah.
2d4, Videl.
8. I rolled
8?
2 full.
You take 8 points of damage, Una, and Videl, you heal 2 HP.
Okay. Third's necrotic though, huh? Damage.
No, these are piercing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But Una, it is your turn.
And I'm not. Am I still raging? I don't think I'm raging.
Yeah, you definitely are.
Oh yeah, cause she.
Because you
got me.
attacked
Okay.
and she attacked you.
Okay, it's my last. Yeah. Okay. All right. Whew.
Sai is waiting. He's like,
Just watching in the corner.
no, he's here.
upstairs.
Actually, I'll say, Sai, just roll me a perception check.
It's been a while.
Five.
5. You can hear something like you hear like slams of stone and something else, but it's too muffled to understand what's actually going on. But there's some sort of struggle happening. But Una, it is your turn.
Okay, so All right, roll the hit.
All right, roll to hit.
9.
That does not hit. You have a second attack.
15.
Miss.
That does not hit. You have a third attack.
22.
Does it?
That does hit. Roll me
Oh,
damage.
girl.
Here we go.
I was like, I made her beat.
14 points of damage.
Okay, she's out.
Videl's out. Videl drops to the ground. The crown itself still stuck to her forehead. Oh no, at this point, since you knocked out, it came
Comes off.
And she reverts back to her normal, like, darker gray skin tone. The hair of her was red, was sort of turning a little more white, like white fire turns back to red, but she is now on the ground. Videl, I need you to make me a death saving throw. So just roll me a d20.
15.
15. You have 1 success. Una, it is your turn.
All right. Now that, I just avenged some past trauma, I'm feeling really good, so I'm just going to try to get out of here.
Okay. Oh, Videl had a -1 on that save. Regardless, a 14 is still a save in terms of a death saving throw. So you can move out, Una. So
Okay.
we'll say that as you start to move away, Videl, make me another death saving throw.
Okay. Ooh, that's a 1.
A 1. You have 2 fails, 1 success.
Yep.
Let's see here.
What dice do?
Una, what are you taking with you? Just your pack of 50,000?
Yeah. Are any other bags dropped near me?
Oh yeah, Ego and Videl's bags are dropped.
All right, I'm just gonna try to scoop those up and just.
Okay,
Haul out.
I will say you can take the bag of holding that Videl was holding.
Okay.
And unfortunately, I think you'd be moving at half speed now if you try to take everything. I'll say that you can take your share, Videl's share, and if you're going to try to take Ego's, you're going to move at half speed. And that also may hinder you when trying to jump over the grid.
Ooh, okay. Then I'll leave Egos then.
Okay, so you have
Take 2
Videl.
trips over the grid. It went well last time.
No, right?
Well, Una, you are... Oh, actually, at this point, Sai, the
Mike.
statue...
I'm a
Oh,
half orc.
shit! We have to go back. We have to go back. She is a half orc.
It means you knock me out, but I get right back up.
So she has 1 HP. That is correct. That's 100% correct. But it is your turn, Una, because you brought her down on the second hit, third hit? It was the third hit.
It was the third hit, so
Third
it's
hit, yeah.
my turn?
Videl, it is your turn. I forgot about that. You are a half orc.
Is she still moving or is she next to me?
We're gonna reverse time a little bit. So Una, you take a final swipe at her. It almost brought her down. She barely stammers back up. She's still in this vampiric state because she's still conscious. Would still be wearing the crown. It is your turn, Videl.
I was like, don't half orcs. Oh yeah.
So Nigette, though,
So close.
those death saving throws mean nothing. You only have 1 HP right now, Videl.
Alright, 2 hits and then a bite, I guess.
You can do so.
Ooh, 16.
16 does that hit? Okay.
Yeah.
Roll damage.
Okay, so do I get the giants thing? Oh no, I think that's gone now because I don't know how that works with half orc resistance. If I'm still big, am I not big?
No, you would still be big
Okay, so do I add the d6 to
Yes.
this attack?
to that first attack.
Okay, so 10 points of damage.
Reduced to half, you take 5 points of damage.
Second attack, 19.
19, that does hit.
Oh.
You do not add
Yeah,
that extra
I know.
d6.
8 points of
You
damage.
take 4 points of damage.
And then the bite
The
is
bite is a
plus 4.
Yeah, d20 plus 4.
8. I miss
8.
on that one.
She tries to bite you, and unfortunately, you cannot connect and heal as well, Videl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm out.
Oh, you're out? Was the second attack that brought you down? Videl, you roll another d20 because you get advantage when a creature is prone.
Oh yeah, I get fucking savage critical or whatever the fuck.
No, that's when you savage attackers when you get like
Yeah.
critical, savage critical. But
Okay. Advantage?
you have advantage. Roll one more d20.
Oh, okay.
Just one d20 because this is your bite. This is your bonus action bite. She fell down on your second attack.
18.
18?
Without the modifier.
Roll me a 2d. I think it's considered a crit when they're unconscious. So
44?
that's 4d4. She remembered. Oh no! Back up! Back the hell up!
She has it too.
You have it too. Una, you're up with 1 HP. I
Yep.
forgot you're a half orc as well.
Oh man.
Oh my god, I'm forgetting your
Okay.
class. So it is your turn, Una.
We're gonna kill each other.
Okay. All right.
You need.
And I'm
We have 2 orcs right now who have used up both of their. John is gone.
okay. Oh my god. Okay.
He's like, I'm out, I'm good.
And aren't I still raging?
You're still raging.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right, let's do this. 17.
That
Miss.
misses. You have a second attack.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Roller coaster.
Oh boy.
19.
Does
That
it?
hits. You take out Videl. We are going to repeat a little bit
Yeah.
of what ended up happening last time. Videl, you go down. The crown scatters across the ground in this hallway. And Una, if you wish, you can repeat what you did last time, and you can take her bag of holding.
I feel like the scorpions are just gonna be pissed at us because they really could have got way more. But everybody
You
went.
shouldn't have hired her.
Oh my god. But Una, you are at 1 HP. You are
Yeah.
have 1 point of exhaustion. And yeah.
What a day. Okay, so like that means I'm out, right? If I have like with the one, yeah.
So
Dang it. Well, that was interesting.
I bet my blood pressure is just like off the charts currently from that battle.
You go the last bit. Kick her ass! She killed me!
I forgot about the half orc thing.
Oh boy. You guys both chose half orc, so it worked out.
Yes. Oh my god.
So Una, you have the bag of holding, your own bag, and you are now moving southwards towards the grid.
Yeah, I'm like hobbling towards the grid. Trying to get
Your
out of
ass
here.
doesn't make it out of there, I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna be like fucking size, just like I got 2,000. This is all I got.
if you like to if you like to climb, you would need to make me an athletics check or acrobatics check with disadvantage because you are exhausted.
Okay, we're just doing it. Okay.
Sai, at this point, the statue is like near closing.
God.
Oh no.
As it's rotating, are the stairs coming up, or is it?
No, it's more like it was a cover.
Okay.
Yeah.
Run away, man. Run away.
Okay.
What'd you get, Una?
3.
Una falls, climbing. One of the spikes she's climbing right now snaps. She falls back into the spikes, or into the what's it called, the platforms. 2 jettison spikes, one through the neck, and another through the hip. As you are rotated, fall onto a second one, and a wall starts to close, and you are splatted. Sai, you wait, and as you wait and wait, and finally the last few inches of that statue start to close. Is there anything you'd like to say?
Well.
I'm gonna take this wand out.
You take it out?
Yeah. I'm gonna wait for it to close, and I'm gonna stick the wand back in. I guess that was it opening.
Yeah, it opens. It opens right back up.
I've waited long enough. I'm gonna go downstairs to see what's going on.
You see a bloody scene. The walls are now the ones within the grid are just caked in blood. You see the corpse of a penetrated and stabbed and gone Una. Beyond that, within the other hallway, you can see a now shrunken form of Videl, whose hair is no longer glowing red, and an ego with a giant gash in his stomach.
Left them alone for a few
And
moments.
beyond that is 2 bags, actually 3 bags.
Yeah, 3 bags, yeah.
Yeah.
And a dead lich.
Standing at the end of the hallway, I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast. I have the Grasp of Hadar feat, which pulls them towards me 10 feet. And I would like to I don't know if this is going to work on a dead body, but I'd like to try to use the Grasp of Hadar to draw them through so that I don't need to go back.
I will say that you can do that on Una because she was carrying Ego's half and her own half as well as Videl's bag of holding. It does pull them 10 feet towards you.
Yeah.
And so it's a gruesome scene as you continuously do that. She has brought 10 feet, 10 feet, 10 feet, and each time the body slides against more panels and more things shoot out. Una is just like being blittered, and there's a point even where you have to stop as the walls crush her again in a new position, and you do it again more and more and more and more. And you can now pick up the bag and the bag of holding.
Yeah.
I'll say that the normal bag has ripped at this particular point. It's lost a few of the gold, but the bag of holding has 50,000 gold.
Yeah. And then seeing the dead bodies on the other side, I'm going to try to make it across again to get those bags.
Okay, make me an athletics or acrobatics check.
Well, if anybody's gonna do it.
I don't know how I'm going to get a dirty 20 again, but let's see what happens. 17.
Yeah, you climb. Make me one more, as you have to now go across the room.
Oh gosh, this is not going to be 16.
16. You're fine. You make it across.
Okay. Not sure.
So right now there is one more bag that has not been mushed.
Yeah. I'll pick up that bag and try to get back.
Roll me an acrobatics and athletics or athletics check with disadvantage. because you are way down.
The first one was a 22. The second one is 15.
15. You climb up. Make me another one with disadvantage.
I'm afraid to. Oh, it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good. Oh, it's even worse. 11.
You fall. Hold on.
Uh-oh. Yo, somebody has to survive.
You take 8 points of damage. I actually rolled pretty well on that one.
Okay.
And you are essentially, it's a 35-foot way down. You move 10 feet. What do you do? I have a grid here. I'm gonna keep track of this.
Okay. How far am I from the end? To the exit from this hallway?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You are 25 feet away. Essentially, each 5 feet you take, not only will activate the walls and you'll have a short time, but it'll also do an Indiana Jones style thing where more spikes are going to come out.
Sorry, you cut out. How far is it?
You are 25 feet away from where you went like 10 feet down, you fell, and now you're 25 feet away because there's a 35 feet room.
I'm going to try to get back up the sides of the wall using the pegs that are sticking out to try to get back up to the monkey bars.
Okay, we'll say, go ahead and make me an athletics check or acrobatics check with disadvantage.
Oh dear. 15? Oh no, 11.
11. You take 11 points of piercing damage as you fall back down and more.
11?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I dropped the. I'm gonna try to chuck the bag towards the end.
Okay. Roll me just a d20 plus your. Oh, wait, the gold with the bag of holding or the one that is weighing you down?
Well, the bag of holding is already out, right?
Oh, it's correct. You're gonna chuck it?
Yeah.
Roll
So
me-
the other one that I'm carrying, the regular old bag, I just want to whip it down there.
It is
See how far I can get it.
50,000 gold worth in this bag, or series of bags, because you got 4 each. Roll me a athletics check. Because this is strength. This is you.
It's 9.
It goes, and it goes 5 feet and lands.
Just like coins everywhere. Yeah. I'm gonna just try to get out of there now with what I've got.
All right, I need you to make me 1, 2, 3. Make me 3 dex saving throws.
Really?
Oh, hold on, you went 10 feet? 25 feet, so it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Maybe 5 dex saving throws.
No, I want to go back up. I want to go back
you wanna
up
back up?
and across.
Okay, so you don't have the bags anymore. You don't have the bag. Go ahead and make me an athletics or
I'm just
acrobatics.
chucked it, right?
Yeah,
So
you
I'm
just
just
chucked it.
chucked
Yeah,
it because
he's
I'm like,
fine.
I can't do this with the bag.
Make me an athletics or acrobatics check. You do not have disadvantage.
John's face. You're gonna give this man high blood pressure, Michael.
17.
17. You get up. You have to make me one more to get across the room.
It's a 12, but I'm going to use my Pact of the Talisman to add a D4.
All right, so I'm going to tell you this much. Actually, no. Roll me that d4. You are essentially on the line.
I rolled a 4, so it's a 16 in total.
You make it. You get to the other side, bloodied, beaten, and battered, but there is like a ripped bag of gold that, if you took time to count it, it only has 5,000. The others are just scattered after being smashed multiple times from Una's body.
Yeah.
But you do have a bag of holding that has 50,000 gold. And of course, you also have the amount of bag from your own that's further out that has 2,000.
Yeah, whopping 2,085 gold. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm gonna take those bags up. I'm gonna put them on their horses. I'm gonna I don't know where the vacation land is, retirement world is near here in this world, but that's where I'm going.
So I'm gonna
I'm
paint
gonna sell the horses. You never see me again.
So, let's go ahead and change this a little bit. Nope. There we go. Let's paint this ending scene, shall we? A lone hallway. The smell of fresh blood and rotted corpses now. As the rumors of Blake Manor are now feeling more and more truthful, now, even within the Scorpions. Duma, who's been in the manor itself, now even more fears what's around in this space and informs that you guys never came back for the rendezvous. It is theorized that you were all taken by the curse or whatever surrounds this cursed land. Ego, Videl, Una, because of this cursed rumor, your bodies are never found and never even looked for, as nobody wants to step foot even further into the land or even to the manor of the Blake Mansion and its surrounding areas. Sai, on the other hand, you spend most of your time now in hiding. You know the amount of reach that Arthur the Shadow has, and they assume that you perished along with your team. You know well, damn well, that you best never show your face again. And I can only assume that you make your way to a city within the main campaign called Uldale to hopefully live the rest of your life in the next continent over, known as the Nomad Archipelago. You are now hiding, constantly in fear if the Shadow ever were to find you. And that is what we're going to call today's game. But we'll say, Sai, that you're also living in comfort too.
Yeah,
I would say.
Oh,
That is
great, Mike.
that is our one shot today, guys. Hopefully everyone enjoyed the story. I think we can let's go down the row here. We'll start with Ego. We'll go in order of how we have it. Ego, what was your secret goal?
Yes, Ego's secret goal was to recover that crown and bring it back, kind of like by any means necessary.
Videl, what was your secret goal?
To kill Ego.
And why were you trying to kill Ego?
Because she was tired of having him above her head, and he always got the recognition and she didn't, even though she did most of the work.
Una, what was your secret goal?
To kill my mentor because she unknowingly murdered my sister. So, but it's okay.
You've had a history, Videl, of killing, and you unfortunately killed Una's sister, and you don't remember because you've done enough.
But she literally said, "We're not good people. We don't do good things."
And Sai, what was your secret goal?
My secret goal was to take as much money as I can and kill everyone or leave them to die.
Well
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
So once we started fighting each other, I was like, this is fantastic. Because what I was going to do was wait until you got to the stairs and use the grasp of Hadar to pull you off the stairs and let you fall to the bottom. So this was better.
Well, I think we can definitely agree with Shady that Sai does win right now, and that will be the end of the Golden King's Grave. Thank you so much for joining us, chat. Thank you so much for my players. You guys were awesome.
I called this shit, by the way. When we were walking, I was like, I already knew what I had to do, and I felt bad because I was like, oh, I want to be the muscle. And then I was like, I'm going to have to kill John his first go with us. That's fucked up. And then I was like, knowing you, watch it like we all have to kill each other. And then he didn't say anything, and I was like, yep.
I almost left. It was really 50-50 whether or not I was going to leave, and obviously I would have had to deal with Sai at the top of the stairs, but I almost left when you two were fighting, the Golden King.
Yeah, there was a lot of ways that this could have gone through. Either Una decided to go first and go after Videl, and then and then you would have been in the clear, Ego, because then Videl would never be on your ass again.
And then you had to deal with Sai.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
You never would have made it out.
yeah, it was one of those
You
things.
couldn't get to the top of the stairs without me pulling you off and letting you drop.
Also, that
Alright,
was
guys, I gotta go. daughter's screaming.
Sure.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Bye.
We will check you guys later. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be back. We're a little lopsided right now, but regardless, thank you to all of our players, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.